they light the flame. Cigars in hand, never playing tame. Pour the whiskey, let it burn real slow. On the Real Smoke Podcast, the stories flow. Guess they're rolling with a spark in their eyes, talking life's truths and throwing lies. Laughter crackles like a fire alive. Cuba to Kentucky, they always thrive. Real smoke rises in the air tonight. Whiskey's bold, they keep it tight. Stories spark like a flaming glow. Mick and Charles stealing the show.
Welcome to the Real Smoke Podcast with your hosts, Mick and Charles, the podcast that's all about real people, real cigars, and real smoke. Coming to you live from the Real Smoke Virtual Cigar Lounge, bringing you the best of cigars, whiskey, and all the good times in between. It's more than just a podcast, it's a community of cigar lovers. So grab your favorite smoke, pour a drink, and join us as we dive into all things cigars, whiskey, and just having a damn good time. This is the Real Smoke Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 41 of the Real Smoke Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Charles, and that guy over there is Mick, that dude right there. What's up, Mick? You're on mute. You're on mute. Mute. Mute.
Fucking rookie.
Hey, is this your first time?
Rookie.
Welcome to episode number 1 of the Real Smoke Podcast. We're still trying to figure shit out, and we are attempting to be your host tonight. I'm Charles. That's Mick.
Hi, Mick. Hi, how are you? Yeah, unbelievable.
Welcome to the first time we've ever done this.
We just told our guests to unmute themselves.
I wanted to say, didn't we just have this conversation?
I get distracted easily, man. I think a butterfly flew by or
Squirrel.
something.
Squirrel.
Damn it.
There's shiny, flashy things outside. You're distracted.
Unbelievable. All right, I'll recover from that eventually here. Great start to the evening.
That's awesome. Well, before we get things started, I mean, Cigar Vault's going to love this opening. Let's talk to the people at Cigar Vault.
Hey guys, it's Norm with the Cigar Vault Oakdale. As you know, we are a small boutique shop located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You could find us online at www.thecigarvault.com. First, I got a microphone, so Mick and Charlie don't have to yell at me anymore about sounding low when I send them videos. Second, let's talk about this August 5-pack that they put together. This has a banger of a lineup. It's cigars that they've talked about on the show and cigars that they're going to be smoking upcoming as well. This is a procured 5-pack that they do the selection for. They send it to me and we assemble it, put it together, and we put these pretty cool holographic stickers on them. So use your coupon code, that RealSmoke 10 coupon code, get your 10% off, support Mick and Charlie, and by supporting them you support us. We are genuinely appreciative of everything that you guys do, and as always, stay tuned to this episode and future episodes of the Real Smoke Podcast. Thank you.
And a great huge thanks to our brother over there at the Cigar Vault in Oakdale. So, do you want to restart? Are we good?
Yeah, I'm not muted anymore. Hi, welcome back. So
what's up, beautiful?
Let's talk about that Real Smoke. Yeah, man, what's happening? Let's talk about that Real Smoke 5-pack. We got a couple left somehow. I don't know why they're not sold out yet. But if you did wait to buy your 5-pack, you waited at the right time because they are now on sale, lower than that price you see on your screen. They're on sale. Plus, you can still use our code. So I think I got that out.
No,
so definitely.
No, there's a new code.
Oh shit, there is a new code.
There is a new code.
I'm gonna leave and let. Yeah, I'm just done for the night. Go ahead, buddy. What's the code?
So, anyways, you do all of his, I guess 5-packs. His sampler sets are on sale, and I do believe he's giving an 18% off?
18, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Another code?
We will.
Oh, man, I really fudged this up tonight.
Hey, it's a great start. As Lee Mack would say, it's another great day. It's just another great day. So, anyways, go check out the 5-pack. We got our 5-pack out there. It's 18% off this time. So, not only are you going to save your normal 10% when you use the code that we'll tell you here in a little bit, but you're going to save it.
The code is Mailer 2025, MAILER 2025. They get 18% off.
Yes. So Mailer 25. Go do that right now. Go check it out. Save. Wow, you're saving a lot. So go do that one. You're going to get cigars for probably $8 to $9 a piece that are normally well above that one. So go ahead and check that out. We've got a couple left. My next one is this. I would love to stand up and turn around. I tried with our guest to show the shirt off, and it just made me look like an ass, literally, because all I was showing was my ass. You guys know that I am a huge fan, and we do the whole, not sponsored, but we wish we were by Liquid Death, because that's pretty much what I drink every episode. Or if you see me at a live herf that we're at, I'm drinking Liquid Death, either straight or mixed with something. So I designed a shirt that kind of looks sort of similar. I mean, can you see it? But the back of it is the liquid smoke can. That's going down the back. So I got together with Mick. I designed what I think is a good logo.
I like it.
I think it's pretty neat. So we have that on our merch store. So if you're a Liquid Death person, you enjoy Real Smoke Podcast and want some liquid smoke, go check it out. Pretty awesome, I think.
It's also our next QR code sticker, which is coming soon. Not freaking card drive. I'm telling you, I might as well just mute myself for the whole damn show tonight, the way this is going. But no, the shirts are awesome. It's on links in our bio for those shirts if you like them, or any of our other 10 or 12 designs we've done so far. We've been selling quite a few lately, so check them out. My next one, I'm going to try to get through this without fudging something up here, because it seems what I do tonight. So we're going to play this game, all right? So I went this weekend to Franklin, Tennessee. Me and the wife saw.
Oh,
we saw live.
Sorry.
We saw live in Collective Soul. Great concert.
I'm jealous.
We got there a little early. Great venue, man. It's in an old quarry. It was awesome. And we get into this place, and they have like a full bar, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get a margarita. I could drink a good margarita. And the wife gets a high noon, just a regular high noon. Give me a guess on what you think those two drinks cost us.
The margarita was $25. The high noon was $15.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of tequila I got in it, but our total was $64.
You got the cheapest rot gut tequila that they ever found. They literally found Barwell tequila. You didn't get anything. I'm an ex-bartender. I know. You got trash.
$64, man. But
$64.
It was one of the best shows I've seen in a very long time, and had a great time. We didn't go back for many more drinks, but it was a great time.
I was going to ask you how the show went, because I was channeling your energy Monday. My wife had some family come in, and we all when her family comes in, it's not like, hey, it's this person. It's, hey, it's these people. So she was like, hey, what are we going to do? And it's like, I've got some time in the morning. I will shuffle everything out to the end of the week. By the way, not a good idea. Anyways, so I'll shuffle everything out to the end of the week. I'll go to the store Monday. I'll go get some ribs. I'll smoke them. I'll take the kid to school. I'll go smoke them Monday morning up into the evening. My ribs usually take 4.5, 5 hours to smoke. I got 6 racks of ribs. It took 8 hours. I don't know why. Never takes 8 hours. But, that's kind of what I was doing. But during that time, I was like, I was thinking, I wonder how that concert went. And I hadn't talked to you because I've been crazy busy this week. And so that was on my playlist on the TV, the thing that's right here behind me. So I put it on YouTube and I put live, and when their playlist ran out, I went Collective Soul, and just that's what I was listening to while I was smoking, ribs. So I was channeling you that night or that day.
Love it, man. You forget how many. I mean, I know like every live song. I've been a fan for like 20 plus years.
I forgot. I heard
Collective
songs.
Soul.
It was like, really? That's who sings that? I would forget that.
It was so good, man. Such a great show. They played almost all my favorite songs, and Collective Soul. I didn't expect to love that as much as I did. I forgot how many great hits they had back in the day. It was a really good show. One more shout out on my end.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Time.
Sorry.
Great time. So my other shout out is I think I've mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it on last week's show or not, but I won the Hero Tego giveaway from the Bald.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
So no, I got to tell them that hey,
shut up.
Their customer service is amazing. It's not like they were selling a product. I want a freaking product. I mean, I bought plenty of their products, but they reached out, got my address, got everything shipped within a few days, man. The shirts came about on Monday, I think, and the cigars should be here tomorrow or the following Monday. So I'm like, man, that's great customer service for winning a giveaway. So props to all of them, and we are going to have Bald Man and his whole crew on the show coming up in a few months. So excited for that as well.
Well, that's awesome. So let's see. Well, congratulations on that one because you're an ass. You tend to win a lot lately, so
I have been on a roll. Yeah,
you have been on a roll. Let's say congratulations. I just posted out. This kind of goes into a couple of things. I got asked a question. Somebody sent me a message on Instagram, and that's one of those things when you're actually getting out and doing this kind of shit. People that you don't know send you messages on Instagram, and the message was why aren't you posting the normal stuff that you do? And I just sent back, what do you mean? Well, you're not posting anything that's, your normal cigar stuff that you're doing. You're not posting any clips of any of the podcasts that you're doing. You're not posting anything. I'm just checking to see if you're okay.
Wow.
I don't know this person. Don't have a clue who this person is. They obviously watched my Instagram feed and check out the show.
Yeah.
Last Friday, I decided, after the show on Thursday, it took 2.5 hours for the podcast to load onto Spotify. It usually takes 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It took almost 2 hours. And it was like, that's weird. I don't know why. So I got up Friday morning after about 2 hours sleep because I had to stay up till like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning trying to upload this shit. And so I get up and my wife is already at work. She leaves by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm up at 6 to get the kid up for school. So I go to send her a message and nothing is sending. I try to open up an app. It doesn't work. I try to type in a letter. It types it in 14 times. It's just not working. And then the phone goes like red hot within 3 minutes. My phone's dying. It's shit in the bed. So currently don't have the funds and stuff to get a brand new phone to do all this stuff, but ended up going into my business phone, taking the SD card or the SIM card out, putting it in my business phone, using that one to try to get everything set up. But one thing I didn't realize, when it comes to the podcast, I have like 2 or 3 image editing programs that I use, a couple of video ones, just normal stuff that I do for the podcast and my other business as well. When I bought the app, I did not realize it meant one device.
Wow.
So you're buying these programs that are 75, 100, 150 bucks, and they do it, that one-time thing. I did not realize it's one time, one device. So anyways, that being said, I'm just now getting to where I'm rolling everything over. So we have a new winner, the Hat Palooza, which went a little long. We have Paul, the cigar guy. He won the Hat Palooza from last time. And I have the hat from one of the hats that we're going to be giving away is from Katie Cigars. So this, I think we have one just like this to give away, but it has the Katie leather logo on it. But look at the embroidery on the side.
Oh man, that is awesome.
So that's going to be one of the hats that we're going to give away sometime. We'll do it sometime next week. Everything was mailed out. So everything has been mailed out except for this hat that we just gave away today. Everything else has been mailed out. So hopefully everybody has already gotten their stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, tag us in that when you do get it. And yeah, that's awesome. Congrats to the winner this week. And that Katie Cigars hat is phenomenal. That's really nice. I think Mark actually makes those, don't he? He makes everything. It's crazy.
He makes everything.
Crazy.
So I guess my last thing that I'm going to talk about on here before we get our guest on here is and I'll let you fill it in. Mick is the West Tennessee officer for the TriStar Herf Crew. I'm the president of the TriStar Herf Crew, and in a couple of weeks we do have our regional Herf. It is going to be outside of Memphis. So if you are somebody who lives in or around Memphis and you are looking to go and hang out and have a good time, hey, Mick, why don't you tell us where the TriStar Herf Crew is going to be here in a few weeks?
So not this Saturday, but the following on August 30th. It is the Western Tennessee TriStar Herf. It's going to be held this year at the Memphis filling station on G. Patterson. I've become really close with those guys down there at Memphis filling station. Some of the best beer in Memphis, and really, really just a great place to hang out. They're giving us the whole back lot. They're going to have tents up, fans. We're going to set up cornhole, do some bourbon tasting. Obviously, there's beer for sale. They're actually doing a special TriStar beer for the day. It's going to be a smoked vanilla stout. So they're doing that for us for the day. There's going to be, their food's amazing there. We're also doing the Old Dominic tour prior to that. I should have probably led with that. We're going there first, and then we're going to Memphis filling station. So anybody interested, DM me, text me, call me, whatever you got to do. But if you're anywhere close within driving distance, you should definitely make an attempt to be there. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, come check them out. Come hang out with us and all that stuff. So,
right. Almost forgot.
Go.
Hayes Gray is going to be there as well. They're going to be rolling cigars and selling cigars that day, and they will be there the entire day as well. They're coming up Friday night, get set up Saturday. It's going to be a great day.
They are also the sponsor of that Herf. So huge thanks to Hayes Gray for always taking care of the Real Smoke podcast and the TriStar Herf Crew. So are you ready to get into our people that we are going to bring on tonight?
Let's do it.
Well, first, we do have to talk about the cigar. And I know that the ad's going to say something different, but there's a few things that we're changing around. And again, because the phone shit the bed, I haven't had a chance to update stuff and figure out how to pay for new stuff. So it may say one thing, but it means something different. But anyways, we are going to say tonight's cigar is brought to you by 13 Knives.
Hey guys, this is Robert over at 13 Knives, and I want to wish you a very happy Freedom Awareness Month from Middle Tennessee. And I want to tell you a little bit about the Bulldog cigar cutter. Ooh, pretty. Which I make in the shop right behind me. All my materials that I use are sourced right here in the United States of America. American made. America. I use 1095 hard carbon steel purchased right here in the great United States. I do not use foreign materials in my products. You know who else doesn't use foreign materials in their products? People like Betsy Ross, George Washington, and Davy Crockett. They did not use foreign stuff in their products. So if you love America and American-made things, come check me out on Instagram. XIII_knives_ on Instagram. That's 13 Knives on Instagram. I'm Fred Durst, and I approve this message. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
I had to play that one for you because last week you talked about how much you like that one. I like his new one. I thought it was great. I promise I'll play the new one next week, but I had to play that one just for you. But tonight's cigar, brother, I'll let you go ahead and go with it.
Yeah, tonight's cigar is brought to you by Smokin'. Oh, shit. It says it right there at the bottom. All right. Tonight's cigar is Northern Cigars El Brujo. The wrapper is Nicaraguan Habano. The binder, they even told me how to say this word, is Nicaraguan Chilagre. Chilagre? Damn it, I probably still screwed it up. Filler, Nicaraguan Chilagre. The price is $15. Chilcagre? Chilcagre? I don't know.
Say it
Did I
again.
get it right? Chilcagre.
Say it again.
2 words. Chilcagre. I shouldn't even try it.
I mean, you didn't do too bad.
Cool. It's not my
Cool.
night,
So, well, anyways, we're going to bring on our guest. Our guests are brought to you by Destination Cigars. Step into the world of Destination Cigars like never before at Destination Cigar Lounge, home of the exclusive Allegory cigar brand. Whether you're kicking back at Governor's Crossing in Sevierville, Tennessee, savoring the vibes at New River and Beckley, West Virginia, or soaking up the rich aroma at Almost Havana in Hurricane, West Virginia, every visit is an adventure. From top-tier cigars to expert recommendations and a laid-back atmosphere, it's the perfect place to relax, connect, and enjoy the craft. If you are looking for a bold, unforgettable flavors, escape to the world of Allegory cigars. Kick back with the rich Mexican San Andreas Dividend, enjoy the smooth intrigue of the censored Sumatra, or fire up the bold, flavorful Escape Habano. For more information, you can follow them on Instagram at destination_cigars, or you can explore more by visiting them online at destinationcigarlounge.com, or take a journey to one of their 3 locations in West Virginia and Tennessee. No matter where your cigar journey takes you, every blend is an experience worth savoring. The road ends, the perfect smoke begins at Destination Cigar Lounge. So huge thanks to Destination Cigars for everything that you do for us. And we're going to move us over. We're going to bring on 3 very important people to the stage. Let's welcome Roberto, Sergio, and a special guest tonight. Somebody you guys have seen. She may be the champion of the Real Smoke podcast family, Miss Cynn Coburn. What's up, you 3?
My little muscles. I gotta show my little muscles. Yeah.
See, I wish I had that air horn. Wah, 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 wah.
I mean, I know I'm like the reigning champion, but am I like number 1 now? Like, you can just
one more. I do believe one more. You may be number 1.
Let's do this.
I think you're tied.
What do I gotta do? Like, how do I need to bribe you guys?
Come on in a couple of months when you have something very important to talk about.
Oh, you little sneaky slug.
Just saying. Just saying.
I love all the hints you drop.
I do believe that you do have to show up in 2 weeks for our anniversary show, because
there's another one.
You may drop below somebody else that is also showing up that's tied with you right now, I think.
Well, I do have you on my calendar with a reminder. So even if I show up looking like a hot garbage, I will be there.
Well, then you show up looking like us. So, I mean, it's 90% humidity and 100 degrees over here where we're at in Tennessee. So we're already dying. So welcome to our world.
A lot of effort for you guys, you know.
We appreciate it.
Before we really get rolling here, I just want to let Sergio and Roberto know that I fucked up every opener I had there just so they'd feel more comfortable coming on the show. So that was all for you.
There you go. Yeah, that he does not do that normally. This is not something that we're used to. He speaks fluent Micanese. We just don't understand a word he says.
Well, I'll start it with it's Chilcagre.
Fuck.
You can
asked you and wrote it down.
Wait, all right. I was about to say, Roberto Sergio, tell us how it said.
Chilcagre.
Okay, Mick, your turn.
You wrote
I think he's I think you need to say it again. You froze, but either you froze or you're faking it. You're like, I froze. I don't have to say it.
I completely faked it and gave you the finger and leaned back. That's pretty much what I did.
You can say chili. Chili.
Chili cagre.
Chili cagre.
Chili
Sounds
cagre.
good.
Chili
Yeah.
cagre.
Close enough.
Yes.
All right. So, anyways, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Very good.
So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, because I would love to say that I was able to do a lot of research on you guys, and I know your life story. I know everything about you. I actually don't even know which is which. So help us out.
This is Roberto, and that's Sergio.
Awesome.
And in their defense, it is very hard to find them online because it wasn't until earlier this year or late last year that they really started pushing out cigars, because they've been tobacco farmers for so long, and they still do tobacco farming, but they're so educated on everything that by this year they started pumping out their own cigars. And that's where the chilcagre comes from, because since they're tobacco growers, they learned how to do chilcagre. And for those of you that don't know, that's an indigenous tobacco that is in Nicaragua. It grows, typically it's grown just in the wild. Many, many hundreds of years ago, that's how it was grown. And it was used by shamans. It's still used by shamans, but they've actually learned the trade, and it's a very long process to make this leaf. And it's not really in the States or anything until now. It's actually in a couple lounges, that chilcagre cigar. So it's actually pretty awesome.
So I want to go into that here in a little bit because I have questions. The first time I smoked the cigar that we're talking about tonight, I've got questions. So I want to go into that here in a little bit. And I even sent Mick a message earlier and said, you got to check this out. I've got questions. So it's one of those things where this cigar seems to be unique. So first, I want to go back and learn about you guys, because unlike a lot of other brand owners that we talk to on here, there's a little bit of information out there on them. You know, if you dig enough, you can learn about, you know, where they grew up or how they got started in the industry. But with you guys, it's kind of like we're bringing you to the public for the first time. I don't know if you've done podcasts or things like this before, but you haven't done much, because Mick and I are usually good at figuring out who people are. We have no clue. So
last week I had a hard time with Mo from Patina, because he doesn't have a very big, besides the brand Patina, he doesn't have a very big online footprint. So I kind of rolled with the punches on that one. This week was way worse. I have nothing on my list besides a few things that Cynn gave us leading up to this. So absolutely, tell us about yourselves a little bit, and start us off.
yeah, Mark's on here. He says Real Smoke exclusive, 100%. So yeah, like Mick said, tell us about where you grew up, and tell us about you as kids.
Yeah, for sure. We grew up in San Jorge Rivas, the south of Nicaragua. San Jorge is in front of the Ometepe Island. Ometepe Island is a little island with two huge volcanoes in the middle of the lake. And as we grew up, we always, dreaming about the island, because it's just the beauty of the south of Nicaragua. And we used to go around because the lake is pretty close from where we live. It's just about 5 minutes. So, school that we used to go is just there, it's really close. So we always going to the beach, going around as kids. And then when we start getting interested in the cigar world. So my brother went to Esteli, and he lived there for 10 years, and he started to work in the tobacco business. So he called me, and I started with him. We started first in Esteli. and then also Condega. We were learning about growing tobacco and also how to fermentation areas. So we were doing fermentation and learning how to do the growing in Esteli and also Jalapa. I mean at the Condega, excuse me. So we were there for a couple years doing that, but also we knew perfectly that tobacco from the Ometepe Island was, really hard to get, and it was really important for the industry. And because we are from here, it was easier for us to be, close to the family and also to be part of such a incredible tobacco, which is the tobacco from the island. So we were, dreaming about to come to the island and do something in the island. So we moved to the island. We have now in the island growing tobacco 5 years. And we started in San Jose, in the island, San Jose del Sur. But we also grow tobacco in different areas of the island. We grow tobacco in Moyogalpa, and then we move because we do rotation. So we move to another places depending on the season that we are growing at the time. So that was kind of
before we get into where you're at right now. Let's talk a little bit. I mean, you guys are brothers, so let's talk more about you guys as brothers. What were you like as kids? I mean, what were some of the things that you guys were into? I'm sure you didn't come out of mama going, "Hey, let me have a tobacco, let me have a cigar, and let's roll some tobacco." So, what were you guys like as kids? Let's get to know. Were you into sports, or were you into traveling or things like that? What do you think?
Not really, like regular guys, like we liked, a little bit of sports, going to the gym. We love to go to the gym.
They actually used to own a gym.
Yeah, we used to own the gym.
All right. So, Cynn, help me out. I'm already gathering. I don't know these guys. I would love to get to know these guys. I already know that they're not going to be into talking about themselves. They seem very humble to where they are just going to go straight to the business. They don't want to talk about themselves. I know you know a lot about these guys, so you're more than welcome to feed us information to start making them talk about themselves so we can get to know them. So that's the reason we got Cynn on here, is that we knew that she knows you guys, and she is going to make sure that the Real Smoke audience gets to know all about who you guys are.
Yeah, they're some of the most humble people I've ever met, and I've known them for 4 years. And it was so crazy how we actually met, because they followed Josh and I on social media for a long time, and we had no idea. And we were at the local grocery store one day, and they saw us in there, and they're like, "Oh, Cynn Coburn, Josh Coburn." And we're like, "Hi!" We're like, "How the hell do people know us?"
Don't worry, I did that on Instagram when I met her for the first time too, and she came on our.
But
when she
that
came
wasn't
on
the real
our,
way
it was like,
That wasn't the real way it happened. They were in the grocery store, and we were behind the shelf, like, and she was like, and she was like, and I was like, yeah. And Sergio was telling me, "Hey, you talk to her," and I was like, "No, you talk to her." So then we decided to talk to them, and they were like,
"My English is bad."
You guys ran up to him to try to talk to him, and they were like, "Oh my god!" and they ran away.
Almost, yeah.
They're trying to attack us. Run!
It was just so weird, like I'm used to being stopped in the States and never in Nicaragua. So I'm just like doing my thing, grocery shopping, and here's these guys. I'm like, how the fuck do they know who I am? So it started like that, and I was like still trying to figure it out, and I didn't. And then at one point they knew that I was up in Esteli doing some factory stuff, and they were trying to see if I wanted to see the farm in Condega. And I was like, man, I don't know if this is a conflict of interest. I didn't really know their farm yet, and I didn't want to create issues with the factory if it wasn't tobacco that was being used from their farm and stuff. So anyway, move forward. Josh and I are on the ferry from Ometepe Island back to the mainland, and Roberto's sitting on the fucking ferry. And I'm like, these people, man, they're just constantly here.
They're following me.
We had a good hour on the ferry. It takes about an hour and 10 minutes to go from the island back to the mainland. So we actually sat the whole time and talked to Roberto and learned so much about who they were. And we're like, oh my God. So then we started going to their fields and learning about the tobacco. And just through the years, like, they're so much like us. It's ridiculous. They're metalheads. They like love all the same stuff. And so they've just grown to be family with us for the past 4 years. And it's been really awesome because it's allowed me the opportunity to learn tobacco from the ground up, because had I not known them, I wouldn't have the availability to go on the farm whenever I want and understand the leaf and understand the soil and understand the volcanoes and what makes Ometepe so unique. And it's really cool because for those of you that don't know, Ometepe tobacco is so hard to get because it's just a small island that's made up of two massive volcanoes. And one is active, and where their farms are is right below the active volcano. And they have a few farms, like you said earlier, that they rotate between depending on the season. And one of the first times we went to the farm, they actually gifted us the most beautiful piece of pre-Columbian pottery that they found while they were tilling the ground. This pre-Columbian pottery rolled out, which sounds crazy, but is so common there. And like, as you're walking the shore to get to one of their farms, you're walking on crushed up like ceramic and pottery from the pre-Columbian era, from the indigenous people. It is such a surreal experience being over there. So anyway, long story short, I just really started involving myself in that kind of stuff and just learning everything. And I realized real quick that their way of farming is right up my alley because everything is traditional. They use oxen, they use horses. They get the water from the lake. For the farm that's closest to the lake, they have a pumping system that brings the water in. They're very careful with the soil not to disturb it, which is why they don't use heavy machinery. Their logo for Northern Cigars is actually one of their oxen. What's his name?
Choto.
Yeah, and he's the red oxen, and he's just a big guy. So it's awesome to see because it's such traditional farming. And I just totally got off topic. I just get so passionate about this stuff. So I will give you a piece of information. Their uncle owns a baseball factory for Rawling. So they make baseballs, and it's really cool.
We don't really play baseball too much, but we are really involved in the baseball world. Mm-hmm. My uncle, he's the owner of the baseball factory, the only baseball factory in Nicaragua. And that's the baseball that is used for the professional league here in Nicaragua. So yes, that's part of our life.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something right now, because you mentioned something very important earlier, that most people get in this business and you can figure everything out about them by going online. Well, there's a reason for that, because most people, they start a factory and they just start pumping cigars out, right? And most of them are either North Americans or coming from another country doing this stuff, or they're Cuban or they're Nicaraguan that have moved to the States, and you know, their names are out there. These guys chose to do the harder route and learn everything from the ground up. So you haven't heard about them because they've been spending years learning the tobacco side of everything by growing it. So they have a full understanding of what's going on with cigars and the tobacco that's in these cigars. And that's amazing to me because there is not many people at all that do that. In fact, if you look at some of the larger companies, they don't even have their own tobacco fields. And these guys chose to do it that way. And now it's like a full circle thing because they're making their cigars. They know exactly where their tobacco is coming from. They chose to learn from the elders how to make chilcagre, which is a crazy long process and completely different than any other tobacco you've smoked. So this is why you haven't heard about them, because they've been busting their ass on the farms and not doing podcasts or anything. And it wasn't until, Loud Cynn came along, and I'm like, I'm getting you in a magazine. I'm getting you on podcasts. I'm doing all this and that. And so that's
as you say, people have not heard about them because they've been busting their ass. But guess what? We're about to let everybody know about them tonight. So, welcome to the internet.
Absolutely welcome. Cynn, I got to tell you, you're not doing great things for my ADHD tonight because I had a question and then we moved on to something else and now I'm back and I'm like, oh my gosh, my head is not working tonight. But,
well, I'm ADHD too, and that's why I'm all over the place. So
you know we love you, but okay, so I'm going to back up. So Charles and I were the exact same way when we had Cynn on for the first time. We were kind of like, all right, how do we approach this? She's kind of a rock star. Like we want to freaking – so I get how you felt in the grocery store, 100%. But then now she's the champ and she's on here all the time, so everything's good. But I was going to ask you about the baseball factory thing. I mean, I know we're all over the place here, but the baseball factory is that, like you said, it was the only one in Nicaragua, but like how many other baseball factories that like supply? Is it just for balls that are used in Nicaragua, or is it like they kind of distribute worldwide?
No, it's just only for Nicaragua for now. Okay. And sometimes it's another country, but like Central America. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a family, family business.
And baseball's a huge deal in Central America. Yeah. That's everybody that's going to see games. It's baseball or football, not the football that North Americans are used to, but
soccer.
Yeah.
We're gonna say
so baseball is huge with me and Mick too. We just like to fight over it.
Yeah, we're gonna send you some for you to know the quality.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
So jumping on to what Mick said, when we first started talking to Cynn, and I actually started talking to Cynn back in the TriStar days when we first had him on, and Cynn was like that rock star. Is like, oh my gosh, she's the celebrity. We've talked to Cynn so much. I refer to Cynn. I'll talk to her and say, "What's up, sis?" So it's gotten to be to where it's like she's become someone that, just like you guys, I look up to in the industry, but I also can realize that she is a great friend to have in the industry because she's no BS. She is all real and she will tell you what she thinks. So you guys have a great person in your corner working with you and being your friend and stuff like that. So, growing up, as you guys are brothers, was it something that the family, got you into when it came into, tobacco and stuff, or was it more along the lines of something that you guys went out and did on your own? Is this a family thing, or is this kind of your own entrepreneurial kind of aspect?
Sí, nosotros siempre hemos estado en all the time we work together. We have 20 years ago, something like that. We have a bar. The only crazy business. But when we started in the tobacco farm, we've seen we felt the love when you start in the soil and the land with the people. It's something different when it's because we work a lot of time in the factory on my uncle, machine, a lot of noise, and we change. We go to the volcano, lake, all natural.
But in this case, because Sergio moved to Esteli, and he was living there for 10 years. So he started, to see the tobacco world and all that, and he fell in love with it. So it was actually an idea of ourselves to start in the tobacco business.
All right. So before you go on,
yes,
what did you guys, I get the aspect of loving tobacco, but you guys are in tobacco. You're in the fields. You're in the factories. What was it about tobacco, cigar tobacco, that you guys really fell in love with? What was the passion behind it? Why did that happen?
Okay. First of all, it was to work in the fields because you feel the nature. You wake up really early in the morning. You start, the birds going around, the air, the you can feel the soils. You can feel the air. It's just beautiful. It's totally different than anything else that you do. So everything is starting from there actually. And then another part another important part is to create. When you have a cigar and you create something new, something that doesn't exist and it's gonna be unique. So that's part of the things that we love to create. And tobacco give you the opportunity to create a lot. I mean, from the design of your logo to a real blend, and then you start learning about the differences of the tobacco and all that. So that's
So
what is.
so this is your art. This is your artwork.
Yes.
Whether it's you're developing the flavor profile or you're developing the brand, or I'm looking at the shirt that you're wearing and I'm seeing that it's the same logo on the cigar that I'm smoking, and loving that you have that I love the shirt. You fell in love with the art behind cigars.
Yeah. I mean, we're different. We have been different all our lives. We like. I mean, we grew up in the 90s, right? With all these kind of new metal bands, and because we're close to San Juan de Sur, there's always tourism here. All kind of people from all around the world. So we are used to see a lot of people, different people. They bring different kind of the way they dress, the music they listen. So that's the same vibe, the same things that we like. So that's why we're kind of different to a regular Nicaraguan.
All right, so you talk about you guys grew up in the 90s. How old are you guys?
No. I mean, I'm from the 85.
Okay.
When I was 18, 15, that's my.
Okay, so I'm in the same area. I'm 82, so.
Yes.
I am 81.
Yeah, I'm the old guy here. It's all right. I'm the only one. I'm the only one in the 70s. I guess that's what's happening to my brain tonight. I don't know. I'm the old guy.
Yeah.
But
What's
but no.
crazy
So
too?
yeah, 79. I almost made the 80s. It's all right. But so no, that's awesome to hear. Like you guys, obviously, you've taken it very seriously, and you haven't just said, you know what, we're going to be another person pushing out a cigar. You guys actually started from the ground up, which honestly I think should be like your tagline, like from the ground up, because like you guys literally started from the ground up and learned how to grow the tobacco, how to cure fermented tobacco, how to, and now you're putting your own cigars out, which has to be a great feeling. I mean, I'm sure you guys did well for yourself with just, with having a farm and growing great tobacco. But when you start really pumping out a product or pushing out a product that's yours and has your name on it, has your logo on it, it's got to be a great feeling.
Thank you very much. And yes, for sure. It's been a long journey, but that's the correct way to do it. When we start doing the tobacco growing, and then we were thinking about to do to make cigars and stuff like that, but we realized that a good cigar is not just a couple leaves and you roll it. It's more than that. So we started to learn about more varieties of tobacco, about fermentation, differences in between the fermentation system, and about the soils, and about everything, that makes a great cigar work. So the time that you have to give to the from seedlings to the tobacco to the cigar is just crazy. It's a lot of steps that you have to do in each part of the tobacco industry. I mean, growing is one thing, fermenting is another thing, and then to make cigars is something else. And each part of it has its own art. I mean, we're not experts, but at least we are trying to do, you know, the best we can and learning. And this is like I'm telling you. Yes.
It's crazy that you guys say you're not experts, but I would say you know more than 99% of people, and it's impressive because, like, again, you did it the right way. I mean, there's so many people who are like, all right, sell me that bundle of fermented tobacco, I'm going to make something out of it. You guys actually planted the damn seeds and came the whole way up through, which is outstanding, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, not only that, you know, there's, like you said, there's so much to it. And I mean, just in the conversations I've had with them, I've learned so much about the different soils. And I'm like, okay, so Ometepe has a lot of potassium in it and this and that. And he's like, yeah, but potassium's encapsulated. So you have to make sure that this encapsulated potassium moves up in the plant a certain way. And by doing that, you have to do this and you have to do that. I'm just like, what? So I've been able to learn all this crazy stuff about all these nutrients and how to replenish the nutrients and how they have to rotate their farms in order to put nutrients back into the ground for the next crop of tobacco. And there is so much to it. I mean, even on their farms, because it's a volcanic island, when you're close to the water, you're seeing one type of soil. And then you move like 10 feet in and you see that soil change. And then you move another 10 feet and the soil's even different. And then all of a sudden it goes from sandy to like this crazy powder that I've never seen in my life. It literally like goes up like a cloud and it like covers all of you. And I mean, then you go to where their curing barns are and that dirt is even different because that's another farm that they have on Ometepe. So you go to their curing barns and you're learning about all the tobacco there and what they have to do because of the wind or what they have to do because of the rain and how they have to combat the rain and how they have to use fire and smoke in the curing barns in order to dry the tobacco, which that is a very unique thing to that island. You won't find it anywhere else where you have to actually make these burn pits in the curing barn to create the smoke for the leaves. So there is so much to it. And then you have to add in the island has its own weather system too that they always have to fight with, or I shouldn't say fight with because you just have to move with Mother Nature and what she does, right? So it's mind-blowing.
Well, see, that's going into what I was going to ask next is you guys are talking about growing on Ometepe Island. You know, you hear about cigars that use a little bit of something from there or, you know, tobacco that was grown near there. What makes Ometepe Island so special when it comes to cigar tobacco?
I think the soils of the Ometepe Island are volcanic soils. So it makes the tobacco from the island have a different characteristic than the rest of the tobaccos, especially the aroma that the tobacco from the island has. It's just something that just mentally say, Ometepe is there. If you use the correct amount of tobacco in your cigars, you will feel it right away. And also the sweetness on the tobacco, it makes it different. It's a real great characteristic that the tobacco from the island has, for sure.
So when I told you earlier that I sent Mick a question or a statement about, you know, the cigar, it was something that when I took the cigar out of cellophane, I could smell the difference in the cigar right away. When I smelled the body of the cigar, I was like, holy crap. That's pungent, not in a bad way. That's a interesting smell. And then when you smell the foot and you get into it, it's like a completely different smell. So when you're blending off of something that is nothing but, you know, stuff from Ometepe, whether it's volcanic tobacco or whatever, what are some of the flavors that, you know, people can expect from that? Because I would say there's a lot of people that don't know that profile.
Okay.
Well, and what you're smoking is chilcagre. So that in itself is completely different than normal Ometepe tobacco. So you're smelling the process of fermentation in that. So because chilcagre is actually fermented in the ground, totally different. So that's why you're smelling such a unique smell.
You're jumping all over my next question. I love it.
Sorry. And I'll let him explain.
We have talked way too much. I'm just saying. We have talked way too much.
Too much passion. well, you were talking about Chicare. And yes, what
is it about Ometepe Island? What is the when somebody grows tobacco just on Ometepe? What is the flavors? What is the nuances that they're going to get from just regular tobacco that's grown there? What makes it different?
Okay, but one thing that you should know, that the Brujo is not from Ometepe. That one is not from Ometepe.
Okay.
We're gonna send you some Ometepe later, but this is something else. This is something different. But now, to answer your question about Ometepe, that now that we're talking about Ometepe, you got
me so intrigued right now. There's so many rabbit holes to jump down.
Cigar nerds are listening. Just go ahead, man. Keep it going.
Different than anything else. But Ometepe Island brings its unique flavor to the tobacco from the island, especially like everybody knows already is the aroma, and then all kind of flavors. But the thing with the flavors, it's like people feel a different kind of stuff. Like you in America are used to some flavors, so you say, "Oh, this reminds me to this." But here in Nicaragua, it's different. It's like, for example, what we do in fermentation, we call cosa de horno. Cosa de horno is basically bread, like a local bread, like indigenous bread that we do. But it's something that you will never know, or me, at least you don't know yet. Maybe when you come here, I'm gonna show you what it is, and some other flavors, right? Which makes it different. That's why I would like you to tell me what you feel in this cigar that you have right now, which is the Brujo. What are the flavors that you feel?
In this cigar, I will say the biggest thing that I was doing was earth, mineral, and chocolate with a slight salty note.
All right, and I also have the earth note. I got a little bit of espresso, and I actually got some oatmeal and some dark plum, like a dark fruit flavor on the.
That's what I got. I got the dark fruit up front in the first third, but I am rolling through different versions of chocolate right now. It started out with more of a dark. It's gone into a milk chocolate fudgy note, and then it's gone into now back into a dark chocolate mixed with a coffee note. The finish, I keep getting that minerally salty note that I really love, and it's one of those things where. And then every once in a while, somewhere in the second, third, I was getting like a yeast bread, like a good roll. And it has sent me down a path of, I haven't had a cigar that gave me that many different angles. So I've enjoyed this one. This one has confused me.
Yeah.
Right as I got to the final third. I'm sorry, Cynn. I was going to say right as I got to the final third, I got chocolate covered cherry because I was getting a dark note, and I got cherry or chocolate and cherry. I'm like, holy shit, it's a chocolate covered cherry. Like it had so many different notes to it. I've really enjoyed this. It's been great.
Yeah, and there's something that Roberto said that I want to point out because it's very true. Cigars are our own interpretation, right? So like what Roberto said about, to him, he picks up the indigenous breads, but you guys would never even understand what that tastes like. So your interpretation, and you said it's yeasty, right?
I get a yeasty kind of beer style yeast bread.
Yes. And so everything is based on interpretation and what we've all experienced on our own. So like if I blend a cigar, I might say, man, this tastes like water chestnuts. I'm picking up water chestnuts, but Joe, whoever, may not ever know what a water chestnut tastes like. So he's trying to decipher what he's tasting, which maybe to him is almonds, and so there's that aspect of it. And it's really interesting. I love hearing their versions of what they taste based on being local Nicaraguans versus what North Americans pick up. And the other thing to that would be, Do you remember the video I posted? Maybe it was about a week ago. I blended a cigar and I was talking about the notes.
Right.
So there's your hint, because I mentioned milk chocolate and
Milk
I mentioned
chocolate.
salt, and I mentioned all those things. That's because that cigar I was smoking, and I'll tell you guys, I put Chilcagre in it.
All right, so you just made the perfect bridge. You are the perfect builder. You're Cynn the builder right now. So the boys came over here and said, you know, what you're smoking is not Ometepe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go into that. I'm not gonna try to say the word. You can say the word. It's a good tobacco that's from that area. I'm not gonna mess that one up. So tell us about what we're smoking. Tell us about the tobacco that we're smoking, because Cynn has talked about it quite a few times and how hard it is to ferment and process this tobacco. So the cigar that we're smoking, let us know about it.
Well, that one is in a special blend between the Chilcagre and also has chili in it to give it some strength, a different kind of a mix of extreme aroma and mix it. Como que can I tell you? A different kind of profiles for you to have a different experience, right? So now, Esteli, we already know the process of the Esteli, same kind of fermentations and like that. But Chilcagre, in this case, Chilcagre, first of all, the leaves are different. The variety of the Chilcagre, it's different. The leaf when it's ready to cut, it looks like cocoa dry skin, and it's this long. Then you cut it, you hang it with a rope, and the needle you use to hang it, because you have to pass it through a needle and then through a rope to hang it. So the needle that is used for that one is taller than me.
It's because the vein is.
And then because the vein of the leaf are like my finger. So that way they do that. They leave it on the sun. The regular tobacco is curing in shade. This one is just going direct on the sun. When it's ready, when it turns from green to yellow and then to turn to the caramel color, it goes direct to a hole. And they put a lot of weight on it. They have a secret that they add to it, and then you wait to be fermented a couple months. And then when they take it out from there, that's what you get.
They put the tobacco in a hole?
In a hole, yeah.
Is that too bright? Can you see it? I don't know if I can. It's probably too bright, but that is the hot.
If anybody's on here watching, whoever's watching this, go check out Northern Cigars Instagram page and go check out the boys standing next to the tobacco. You will get a good idea of what their tobacco looks like.
Yeah, it's very short, and it looks just like alligator skin. It is crazy, and it's just because it's not a plant that's normally grown by man. It's usually just out there. So that process, why is it fermented in a hole instead of hung up in a barn like you see everywhere else?
I mean, you do it like that first. That's the cure part. But instead of doing the pilon that we call for fermentation, like we do in Esteli or for the regular tobacco, that process we jump and we put it in the hole. That's the way that people have been doing for hundreds and hundreds of years. So why they do it like that, we just really don't know, because that's a real secret that not even we know why they do it like that, but just a heritage that have been doing forever like that.
Can you talk about the spiritual aspect of it from hundreds of years ago? How they started that?
Yes, this started like that because this one was strictly used for ceremonies and also as a medicine. There's a tea that they used to do. Then you drink the tea and
Hey, bro,
Did
did
we
we
lose him?
lose him?
I think
Oh man,
we're good.
Oh yeah, we're
We're
good.
getting so good.
So we'll wait till they'll come back. But he's hitting into where I want to talk about next. Is
Right.
I want to talk about Cynn was talking to us about how this tobacco is so important in the past. In certain rituals and meditation. So I would like to know why, and how they used it in that. So. But
I'm sure you noticed I kept on muting myself because I had a question, and then they would go right into my question. I'm
I
like,
did the
okay,
same thing.
disregard. I'm going to mute again.
Yeah, that's every time I would have a question, they would go ahead and answer it. So it became it was hilarious.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it
it was great. Hopefully they can get back on, man. I don't know. You know how we are, man, with cigar nerd shit, man. Like this is right down our alley, man. Like this is all shit that like we don't ever, doesn't matter how big the brand owner is or how long they've been in it, we don't talk about this shit. This is awesome.
All right. So we have a couple things on here, and we're gonna do this one. Smoking Psalms has said, "I planted my seed and ended up with kids. Cigars are simpler." I would agree. So, man, this stuff is so cool to learn about. I would 100% agree. I hope they can get back on here because there is so many other questions I want to ask. Rapidly Googling how to grow tobacco in New Zealand. So I will say this, on the Herf Tuesday, after you left, everybody left right after you. And it was me and Mike and him on there for a while. And then Mike jumped off. We went down a rabbit hole of looking up what it took, how long it's been since tobacco was grown in New Zealand, what it would take, and all that stuff. Yeah, so we went down. It seems like the last couple of weeks, Robert and I, or Mark and I, ended up spending, probably about a good 30 minutes talking about just random stuff in New Zealand. So,
yeah, Mark's a good egg, man. He actually, so I'm not going to give all of Mark's secrets away on the air, but Mark, oh hi, welcome back, guys. I got to finish my.
I'm glad I gave you a warning before the show started that our internet might go out, and it happened. So sorry.
No, you're
hey,
good.
We were not talking about you at all. I promise.
Oh,
Nothing bad was said.
I was just saying that every time I had a question, I was like, all right, I'm going to ask my question. And then you guys went right into what I was going to ask. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm just going to mute myself again. I don't have to act like an ass on the air tonight. So it's great.
So what we were talking about, Smoking Psalms says, great episode so far, guys, nerding out. Yeah, that's what we're all doing. So my next question is going to go into that and going into what you just talked about. One of the things that Cynn told us in one of our many chats that we've had is that this tobacco was used or is used in either ceremonies or in meditation or in things like that. Why was this tobacco so important or special? And how did the old timers or the indigenous use it for that purpose? Why did that happen?
First of all, tobacco was given to the indigenous. Well, that's part of the folklore, right? For Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl, the goddess, gave the tobacco to the indigenous. So, because we're related to the Mayans, that's why we got the tobacco. That's the Aztecs. Excuse me. That's why tobacco is so important for the indigenous. Has been like that forever, and not only in our cultures, in different cultures, they do the same. Even in Peru, they do the same. They use tobacco. Even in the States, the indigenous that have used tobacco, they respect tobacco, and tobacco has been forever, existing. And even nowadays, there's people using these kind of tobaccos to do stuff like that. Like they do the tea to clean you from inside. They do some sort of ritual. Nowadays we don't call them chamanes anymore. We call them brujo. That's why we named the cigar brujo, which is it's a new word that we use nowadays for that.
Well, I would say that the modern cigar smoker, not the person who just grabs a cigar to smoke, but the modern cigar smoker still uses that cigar for the same purpose. I know that whether I come in at 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, my last act before I go into the house is I will come out here, I'll light my cigar, I'll kick my feet up on my table, and I will smoke a cigar, whether I've got music in the background or a TV show in the background. It's background noise. But I'm thinking about my day. I'm meditating about my day. I'm planning my day tomorrow. I'm using that hour and 20 minutes to decompress and organize what's going on in the future. Yeah. So where you're saying that the people in your past used it to meditate and to heal, I think cigar smokers today are doing the same thing, just a little differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and have you ever heard of something called rape?
No, I have not.
Okay, so this is something else that's used by the indigenous, is actually used still today. Like, for instance, Josh went to a medicinal ceremony one time. It was about a year ago. And before he did the ayahuasca portion of it, they actually started with rape. And what that is pure tobacco leaf, and they mush it down into a powder. And then they put it in this pipe that's like a V shape. And the medicine woman comes and she puts the one part of the pipe into your nose like this. And then she comes to the other side and she blows it in your nose. And it's pure tobacco that goes up into your nose, and you get this euphoric high. And that's precisely why tobacco has been around for so long, because these indigenous people were smoking tobacco, pure leaf, and they were noticing that they were connecting to their God, because you get this euphoric feeling where you feel like you're one with nature. And so it's still used today just like that. And that's why I really think cigar smokers, even in North America, I truly feel that they still tap into that. That's why there's that calming effect. We have no choice but to breathe slow when we are smoking cigars. We have to calm down. If we were to smoke cigars quickly, we're destroying that ash, right? We're just turning it into char. It tastes like shit. It just is not worth it. Cigars force us to be slow and sit with ourselves. And that's exactly what the indigenous do. They connect with Mother Nature and the gods, and they slow down. It becomes a medicine for them. They start to pray and do all these things. So modern day, you're essentially doing the same thing. You just don't have that knowledge of where this whole time frame came from. And that's why you hear of cigars like the Behique and the Cohiba. Those are gods and ceremonies that were done hundreds of years ago, and they're passing that tradition on through cigars. So that's how that comes about. And what's unique about Chocagre is you are so much closer to that indigenous aspect, because you're actually smoking true indigenous leaves in the way that they've always done it. It's not this crazy process like other cigars. You are truly getting a leaf that only Nicaraguans and the indigenous in Nicaragua use. And now that's being passed down to North America. And you guys are smoking something so unique that is even still hard to get your hands on, unfortunately, because they just started rolling it out in the States. But it is so unique for so many reasons. So I kind of wanted to give the relation between indigenous and rape and pure tobacco, and now into cigars.
I will, yeah, perfectly said. Like, I want to say, like, I want to thank you, Cynn, because we had reached out to you when we were setting this whole thing up, that we wanted to smoke something from them, if it was available. And this is kind of probably my chance to make sure I get this right here. I want to give a shout out to Black Crown Social, because they actually they sent over cigars for us. We tried to. Yeah, we tried to pay them, but they're like, hey, you guys got us in the future. It's all good. But we really appreciate them. They were great. I've actually contacted those guys a few times since then. They've been awesome. They're
Mhm.
not far from me here in Arkansas. So if you guys are close by, stop by and check them out or give them a follow on Instagram. But anyway, I was so happy to hear that it was something that was indigenous and actually had a special meaning. And now hearing the story behind it, I'm like, man, it elevates it to another level. And I'll be honest, like the first third, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm getting. This is confusing the shit out of me. Like I don't know if I like it. And by the second third, I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. And by the end of it, I'm burning my damn fingers trying to keep this thing. I'm enjoying it so much. So like it's been a fucking roller coaster ride. And I've enjoyed every second of it, and hearing about it is just another add-on to that story, man. I'm glad I got a couple more in my humidor, and I definitely need that box press. Let me know where I can buy that, because I'm a big box press fan. So that's awesome.
Sure. Gonna let you know for sure.
So I will say that, listening to Cynn, what she said about that one is there is a true connection to tobacco in the past and tobacco now. Because the ceremonies that they would have, and it was a euphoric feeling, and it was something that they could just sit back and they meditated about whether it was the future or the past. We're doing the same thing, because there's a lot of people, like Mick likes to say that we nerd out about cigars. We're not really nerding out. I don't like to say that we smoke cigars. I say that we experience or enjoy cigars, because that is my time to sit and meditate and think. So it's one of those things where I kind of knew a brief history about it today, about what the tobacco in a cigar was, but knowing about it now, it's one of those where I want to smoke another one and just sit in quiet and actually just enjoy what's happening. Kind of like Mick, he's going on that roller coaster ride of what's going on. I was sitting there in I've got to write this down. I've got to understand what's going on. I don't want to understand what's going on. The next one, I don't want to care. I just want to sit back and experience.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's a connection with, me being here, North America, Tennessee, with the people who grew the tobacco from this cigar that nobody else can get. So that's kind of a cool experience. So you guys grew up understanding the tobacco and stuff. What made you decide to start not only growing tobacco, but deciding to putting together a factory, deciding to put together your own brand? I mean, that's kind of big steps. I mean, a lot of people grow tobacco, but they don't start a brand. A lot of people own a factory. They don't start a brand. There's not a lot of people that want to do all three.
Yes. Well, first we start, with the growing and the fermentation, but when you're there in the industry, you start hearing names, big names in the industry, like Padron, Orlando Padron, AJ Fernandez, and people like that, Plasencia, right? So you start dreaming and doing something great like those guys. But for you to be able to make like real premium cigar, a really good cigar, there's a lot of steps involved in it. And one of the things that you need to do is to know the variety that you are growing, the soils that you are going to use for the tobacco you want, and the process that you're going to use for fermentation, the time that you're going to age it, the leaves that you're going to select carefully for that blend. It's a lot of things. It's not just only to grab a couple leaves in here and there. Even it's like, for example, the tobacco from the island. There's a lot of growers, and there are a lot of people growing tobacco around the island. And I can just go get some tobacco from you, some tobacco from Sergio, from Cynn, but that's not gonna be the same, because you're growing in your farm and the rest of the guys are growing in their own farms. But how about if I grow my own tobacco in my land? So I know exactly what it is, because the tobacco is like, if you grow tobacco in summer in the clay, it's gonna taste different than tobacco from rainy season. and there's a lot of things involved, that you have to be really careful about it when you are building something like a kind of blend, and you want the cigar to be at least the same every time that you do it.
Just the fact that you know that and realize that shows your experience and knowledge in what you're doing. And I will tell you, I'm not going to give too much away, man, but I did literally just burn my fingers and my lips trying to keep that thing lit. And your score is probably in my top 5 to 8 for the year, which is impressive, man. And I've never heard I've never heard of you guys before this all started coming to path. And I get it, you guys aren't really in the United States yet, but I'm telling you, I truly enjoyed that cigar, and I agree with Charles. I feel like we put pressure on ourselves every week trying to rate these things and trying to make sure we're being fair and honest, because we always try to give an honest review of what we experienced during the cigar. I want to sit out here by myself and watch a sunset, and just enjoy and experience that cigar, because I truly believe that's the experience that this thing was built for.
And what a cool thing also to be able to talk to them even in the future, and he can tell you exactly what part of the field it was grown on, what leaves he took, what time of year, if they had a lot of rain, a little rain, if the volcano erupted, which, by the way, last year it erupted 3 times. So their tobacco fields got a lot of volcanic ash on their leaves. So right now, the brokers that bought their tobacco, they have no idea, but they're getting a whole different variety. So these big companies that are buying tobacco from Ometepe through a broker, they have no idea that this variety from last year is going to be slightly different because of all that volcanic ash that just fell all over the plants. So what's awesome about these guys, they can literally tell you from seed to the very end what is in that cigar, what it's going to taste like this time, because that crop did this and it was put in this soil or that soil and the volcano erupted and all this. So they are doing something so unique that I have yet to see from anyone else in the industry. And that's why I push to have them on podcasts, so that way they're known, because their business model and everything they're doing is it's stellar, it's unique, and it's going to get them places.
Well, see, what was funny was that, we had you on a podcast a while back, about a month ago, and we always stay in contact. That's one of the things I treasure about the friendship I have with you and Josh, is that to me, it's not about cigars. It's about having fun. We connect a lot. And you were like, "Hey, got an idea. Would you be interested in this?" And I said, "Hey, I can't do anything. I'll send it to Mick and see what he says." And we're like, "I don't know how this is going to go." And then all of a sudden you start sending us information and our eyes go from here to here. And we're like, yes, which listening to them talk about this, and then you in going back into that one, Mick, the next shirt that we need to put out is "Talk Nerdy to Me."
Yes.
Instead of "Talk Nerdy to Me," talk nerdy to me, because this is exactly what a lot of people that listen to us love, is that you're not talking about wrapper, binder, filler. You're talking about the history and the origin and the love and the passion and everything that goes in behind the cigar. So I love that. So going back into this one of our guys on here says, wants to ask the boys, who are the people in the industry that you look up to? Because you talked about Padron, AJ, you've got Cynn sitting right next to you. So who are some of the people in the industry, as you were coming up into tobacco or starting your own brand, who are the people that you looked up to?
Do you understand what they're saying? No, okay. So they're asking, is there anyone in the cigar industry, like, say, Padron or Plasencia or Dissident or any of the big names that you guys have always looked up to on how they do things that have helped you along the way to decide to do what you're doing? Is there any big factories or big brands that you've always looked at, like, wow, I want to be like them?
Yeah, for sure. Orlando Padron in first place. AJ Fernandez, for sure. and Plasencia. That's the three that we have. I mean, there's more, but these guys, for us,
Yeah.
we admire them a lot.
The
The history behind
the,
them,
the beginnings for these
the
people.
beginners.
We know we're living in Esteli. We know the AJ, the history for Don Orlando Padron. When they come here in Nicaragua, behind the cigar, they have a big history.
And the great things that they do,
Yeah. I think you guys have a great business model, and you guys have done everything the right way. I know I've said this before, but I just want to put it out there that and Cynn will tell you the same thing. Like we'll help you wherever we can to get your name out there, because I truly feel like you guys deserve to have your name out there, and it's definitely something that you guys are building the right way, and I truly admire that, for real.
100%. The public needs to know about your cigars. They need to know about the tobacco that you're growing. So us, as it's not something that we say every time just to be saying it, but we are out here to help you guys. So if there's any way that we can let people know about what you've got going on, we're all in it, because I already sent Mick what I was thinking, and he's already told you what he's thinking. We're loving what you've got going on. We just need more of it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, they're in 2 lounges, and we've been kind of, they're like pilot lounges, right? Just to make sure people are liking these cigars, and the feedback has been insane. There was someone that noticed that it was another brand owner actually that smoked their cigars, and he's like, dude, this is triple capped. Like, these guys know what they're doing. And this is coming from a really big name in the industry, and we're like, hell yeah, they know what they're doing, But if I always say, and I said this on your show last time, an open mouth is a fed mouth. So
Yes.
If you're sitting idle and you're not choosing to talk to people, your chances of getting somewhere are far less. And these guys are willing to open their mouth, to be fed and be given the information. And because they met people like Josh and I, and we see their passion and how good of people they are and how hard of workers they are, we're like, yes, we're going to get you guys going, because it would be a disservice to the world if they were not out there, because what they're doing is incredible. And I'm not just sitting there trying to kiss everyone's asses. I'm for real. Like, this is mind blowing. And there's a good friend of ours who, on a financial end, loves to invest in businesses that he truly believes in and sees stuff that is really going to make it. And this guy's like, oh my God, these guys have got to get out there. Like, I've smoked all these different cigars all over the world, and your $30 cigars, and he's like, this blows everything out of the water. And we're like, I know.
Cynn, I think you'll agree with this. Like, we give honest reviews every week, and we'll be honest if we don't love something. We'll be honest if we love it. And you guys need to keep doing what you're doing, and that's truly honest from us. Like, we'll give you our honest thoughts every time, and you've done it the right way, which I think I've said like 10 times now, but like it's truly on it. It makes me happy to know that you guys have put this much sweat equity into something, and it's actually come to fruition, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, the fact that they allow me to go on the farms and I can plant whatever I want, and they will sit with me for so long and educate me on the stuff that I don't know. And it's because of them that I've gotten so far. And as I stated before, it may seem like on the dissident end that we're just being quiet. It is not that on our end. It is, I have been going so deep into all of this and making sure that I place myself in the same shoes that they're in, because I think it's important, especially from a woman, to understand these same things. And so now, I have the awareness of the farms and how there's the different tobaccos and the different soils and the environments and wind, even all this stuff. And now I have the opportunity to learn how to roll myself and do that whole thing. So I am 1000% throwing myself in there with these guys because I truly believe in them. So that's like the story is still unfolding. There's so much more to come with this because it can't
so
not.
What Cynn is saying is that when she started learning the passion behind them, she started nerding out as well. So Cynn needs to be the first person that gets the new shirt.
I'll happily wear it.
So we do have somebody on here says, what benefits does volcanic soils offer the tobacco plants besides flavoring once fermented or processed? Now, I will say that this is coming from our brother, our TriStar brother. He lives in New Zealand. Something I didn't realize is that they have multiple volcanoes that have erupted over the last few years, and they have quit growing tobacco since 1980. And he is getting really into tobacco. So, you know, his question kind of lines up with, you know, you guys got volcanoes, we got volcanoes. What is it that your soil adds to the flavor profile or the cigar?
He's basically asking what, because of the ash from volcanoes, how does that make Ometepe leaves unique? What flavors in particular, or what nutrients in particular are coming from the volcanic ash that go into the plant?
What do you call it?
Sulfur?
Yeah, the sulfur. Especially sulfur. That's the majority of what you get from the volcano, especially here in the island. Once you have the opportunity to come here to Nicaragua, you will see with your own eyes. Although there's two volcanoes. One is the volcano with the fire, and the other one is water volcano. So both of them are differently erupting different kind of minerals, you know, and also it's not only for tobacco. Actually, in the island, the fruit in the island are different. For example, avocado in the island is different. Plantains in the island is different. You don't need a lot of fertilizer and stuff like that, because the soils of the island are already with a lot of minerals and stuff that make the plants go bigger. They're stronger, and that's part of the characteristic of the soils, and makes different, you know, for plants and fruits. And if you realize the tobacco plant is really receptive of the environment, and that's why when you grow tobacco in the island, you have these different characteristics. So it's some of the minerals and chemicals that surround the plants makes it with this kind of flavor, like how do you call it? Earth.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
earthy.
flavors.
It's earthy.
Yeah.
It's sweet. But also, well, I don't know in the case of this guy, but we also pump the water from the lake, and the lake is receiving all these nutrients from the volcano, plus the nutrients of the same lake. So it's a little bit different maybe than his place, you know. But everybody knows that volcanic soils are really, really full of ingredients. Yes, it also has some mint in it. I mean, like we should have a test of the tobacco that he has to see, you know, kind of difference and similarities.
Where's the
Well,
Ometepe cigar?
So that's kind of where I'm going into next. I know you have a couple different cigars out there.
Yes.
So let's talk about the different cigars that you have. And you said that, you know, certain Ometepe cigars have a mint. I would love to find that cigar and try it with a rye whiskey and see if it brings out that mint.
So this cigar would actually be really good for that. So this cigar is the Ometepe Habano, and it's called Ometepe because it's all Ometepe leaves, which is super unique. You're not going to find a cigar that's all Ometepe because Ometepe is so hard to even get. But because this came from their farm, they're able to do full Ometepe cigars. So they have this one in Habano, and then they have it in Connecticut also. And that Connecticut is mind-blowing. People were calling it Padrones when they were smoking it. And like when we got that feedback, I couldn't believe it. But it's because the uniqueness of the Ometepe, you not only do you smell it in the air, it's crazy how distinct the flavor is, especially when it's all in one cigar. It's mind blowing. And so if you were to get one of these cigars and you put it with your bourbon, it's going to be a whole different experience than what you're used to.
I will say if that one has a mint, if he's talking about it pulls a mint flavor, I would skip bourbon and go with a straight rye, because it's going to have all that mint flavor. It's going to have that chocolate mint flavor notes that you get. It's going to have an earthy feel to it. So that would probably be a really great rye cigar.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. And actually, we're trying to work with some lounges that have online capabilities, so that way we can just have these cigars available at all times. So just throwing that out there, because that way it's easier to get, because we have so many people asking about these cigars because they're finding out about how crazy unique they are. So we're trying to get a better avenue going to get these over into the States.
We are hoping that we can help get that name out there. So what are the different lines that the guys have?
You want to explain the Habano? This one?
No, yeah, sí.
Well,
I would take it that he likes that one because he smiled really big.
Sergio does most of the blending, so he's proud.
Oh, really?
Of yes.
Yeah. You see, this is the Ometepe.
yeah, it has
See,
a
I thought the white band was beautiful. That thing is gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Just the fact that I don't think anybody has. I mean, is there any other cigars out there on the market that is 100% Ometepe? I don't know if there is. I mean, honestly, that's amazing.
Not to my knowledge, only because it's so hard to get. And like I said, most
that's what I was gonna
companies are
say.
using brokers. And if you're not a large company, it's extremely hard to get Ometepe. Oveja Negra actually has their hands on Ometepe, and that's how I figured out who these guys were. But they didn't. Oveja Negra didn't realize it was these guys because, like I said, companies use brokers. But I was able to figure it out. But Oveja Negra is very lucky that they have the Ometepe, because it's usually just big companies and they just suck it all up, and then no one else has the ability to get that tobacco. So to find it in a cigar like this, where it's all Ometepe, is like, you're not really going to find that anywhere unless you have like Oliva. Oliva just started in Ometepe because they had the same problem. They couldn't get Ometepe. So they're like, fuck it, we're going to buy this big ass old building and start doing it ourselves. So, because they understand how crazy good Ometepe tobacco is.
Yeah.
So let's go into the blends. You have which one is this one?
This is
the Habano.
Ometepe Habano. This is all Nicaraguan. The filler, the wrapper, and the binder.
It's all Nicaraguan. But we were trying to to get our cigars all Nicaraguan, and that's why we came out with the Chicagre. What's more Nicaraguan than Chicagre, right? So that's why we did it like that. And this is all Ometepe, just really careful selecting of leaves to have this tobacco over here. And also the Connecticut that we have is a really complex Connecticut. You should try that one too. And yes, it brings some sort of they're gonna say it brings you some sort of mint. The way I feel the mint is with citrus. If you do some lemon, it will show right away. I'm not a big smoker, especially because I had some medical issues before, so I'm kind of, but still, that's the way I felt the mint and some other flavors, because it's mixed in with the palate.
Okay, so you have the Habano, you have the Connecticut, and you have the one we're smoking right now. Is that the three that you have?
Well, and Ometepe, we have these two. We have the Habano and the Connecticut. The one you have, which is the Brujo, we have the original Brujo. We have the one you have, which is with the Chicagre and Esteli, and we have another one which is Chicagre and Ometepe. So next time that you see it, so you have the band is red for. But that was because it was the first patch. But now the one that you're smoking is gonna be green. The arena blend which is just chilcagre. That's gonna be the red, and the mix with the ometepe is gonna be blue. I mean, the design over here that you see in red is gonna turn blue.
Okay,
green.
so you're changing the bands to kind of give everything like its own little personality, like its own look. Okay, cool. So somebody, we had Memphis Bear Drink says, how does the local soil composition influence the flavor of tobaccos? And have you noticed differences between different parts of your property? Cynn, you may need to help out with that one. But
I'm gonna say hi, Frank. Frank, thanks for tuning in, buddy.
So basically asking, how when you go across your property and you're getting tobacco from different areas, how does that influence the flavor? Whether it's closer to the water, whether it's closer inland, whether it's closer to the volcano, how does it influence the flavor?
Well, when you are in the dust area, like Cynthia was telling you, it's easier for the plants to go down to the roots to open, their way. So the plant is a little bit thinner. But you go to the clay in summer, it's a little bit harder for the plants to plant their roots. So the plant for sure is gonna be thicker. So right away there you have a differences.
In the sun, you have
So
more sun.
yeah, and then you have more sun in summer than the rainy season. So that adds more oily to the plants, more sap to the plant. So you're gonna have more nutrients for
More
sure.
nicotine.
More nicotine. So that's a
Okay.
huge difference.
That's awesome. So I'm going to ask something that people on here are already wondering is, how did you guys meet? We heard that you guys met them in a grocery store, but how did you guys get together and become friends? And, how did this relationship start?
It was after the trip on the ferry. We decided to meet up at their farm for the first time and see what they were all about. And from there, they showed up in their, I think it was like metal t-shirts or something. And I'm like, okay, these guys are a lot like us.
Yeah, we use a lot of picture from many bands.
Yeah,
Metallica, Nirvana, something like that.
They love
AC/DC.
old motorcycles. They love old cars, all that stuff. So I'm like, there's no way we can't be friends with them. And on top of it, they're so full of knowledge. So we started having them over at our house, and next thing we know, they're family to us. And not only do we talk business all the time, but there's just so much more to that, because it's so important to call yourselves family. If you can't break bread with each other, you really don't have a good business model going, So we had no idea what the future held with them, and that wasn't our intent per se. We just wanted to get to know who they were as people, and it just grew from there. And the fact that they're like, yeah, come over anytime and learn about the tobacco and learn about the soil composition and see why we are in the fields barefoot, so we connect with the earth. And I'm just like, what? It's so crazy. The workers, they don't have shoes on because they like having that connection to the earth and to the plants. They feel that's important, because if you don't have that connection, well, then you're just cutting leaves and doing whatever, and it's just a job to you, But when you force people to put their feet in that soil, then they appreciate what they're doing. So all their workers are so connected to these leaves, and it's just so unique and something I really, really appreciate, because it's not just this big commercialized farming business by any means. I mean, even as they're growing, they're still like, nope, we're using oxen, we're using horses, and here's why. And it's because you can't compact the soil, which if you were to see a large tobacco farm, for a large brand, they are using big, heavy machinery. They kind of have to, because it's just a huge operation, right? But they're trying to stick to those roots of traditional farming. And when I learned that this was so important to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, keep being my friend, but also teach me all this stuff. So it just grew from there. And it's just been 4 years of friendship, 4 years of
us going through some really hard things, them going through some really hard things, and we all come together every time through all these hard things and these medical issues and all this stuff, and we just pick up the pieces together and keep going, and it's rare and it's beautiful.
It's amazing. Yeah, I almost forgot my question because that was so good.
Sorry.
You're on a roll. So. No, so I do have one statement first. I want to say that I feel like Charles and we hit the lottery with this interview because I feel like you guys it's the sky's the limit. Like you guys are going to keep rolling with this and it's going to blow up from here on. So I feel like we kind of got that first insight look to who you guys are and like what you're doing. And it's an amazing thing. My actual question is so my favorite when I was trying to do my research on you guys and get some questions lined up, the one thing I loved was a picture of both of you, the brothers, standing in front of the ferry. It said Ometempe Island. And that was one of that's probably my favorite picture I saw you guys. And if I remembered one thing from that, man, so tell me the story behind that. Like, is that like when you guys just started going out there to work, or is that something that you guys just took that picture one day? I mean, it's a great picture, man. Really, really great.
How about that picture? Yes, that picture was really a long time ago when we were actually starting with a lot of dreams, a lot of expectations, and we were happy to try something new, to learn and like that. And we're really, really happy to start again in the island. And yes, thank you very much about that because it means a lot. But yes,
I will say that one of the things that I did not kind of put together until we started putting this podcast together. There was a year or so ago, Cynn was very proud that her son was going to go learn about tobacco, that he was going to go work in the fields, that he was going to learn about something that, his mom and dad are all into. I did not realize then what I know now is that they decided that he was going to work in your fields.
yes.
That is a true connection because not only did a mother give her son to some people to go work for, but it was something that, she trusted you all enough to go do that. And he trusted you all to want to go do that. So what was the experience like, you as the mom, Cynn, of sending your son to go work and learn the craft that you have now gotten into? And brothers, what was your thoughts about sending somebody you're friends with? You've got this young American coming over there to learn your ways.
So one thing that was important to me, and I want to say this to everybody that I'm sure doesn't know, the average Nicaraguan only makes $220 a month. That's it. So when I learned that, and then I met the boys, it was my immediate mission to make sure that these boys were successful and they created generational wealth that will be passed down through their families. It is my personal mission to make sure that their families never have to struggle again. So when I learned about who they were, I wanted to make sure that my first world white boy kid got to experience that. And their first thing was, is it okay if he drinks the water? Like, we're worried about him in the sun. We're worried about him with the water. Will he be okay eating rice and beans? And I'm like, do all of it. I'm like, put him out there and make him be a Nicaraguan. And Caden, my son, was all for it. I'm like, put him in that hammock to sleep. Do all the things. I'm like, Caden, put a fucking hat on so you don't get burnt in the sun and be out there. And he was like, yeah. And so we drove him all the way to the ferry. And I have a picture. I'm hugging him and I'm sending him off. And
that's the picture that I was talking about, is seeing that you were giving him the hug of go west, young man.
Yes. Yeah. And it was so important to me because what North American kid can ever say that they worked in a tobacco field on Ometepe Island in the middle of Nicaragua, you know? And I'm like, Caden, if he wasn't the type of kid that he was, I'd be like, okay, if you don't want to do it, whatever. But that kid is into learning that kind of stuff. And he was all for it. So I'm like, get your ass out there, because what a unique experience that you can always talk about. And of course, they're so welcoming. And now it's a huge family thing because their kids are friends with our kids and hanging out all the time. So it was great. And I knew Caden was going to be able to handle it. And they gave him the gallo pinto, which is rice and beans, but it's a Nicaraguan traditional food that everybody typically eats: lunch, breakfast, dinner, all of it. So yeah, they threw him out there and did that. And it was when we came to Nicaragua, I didn't want to just move here and take advantage of this country. That's not ever our intentions. We wanted to integrate ourselves in with this culture. And I wanted to make sure that our kids did the same thing. And Nicaraguan culture is so different than North American culture. So that was one of our rules, Josh and I, was if we were going to come here, we are going to integrate ourselves with this culture and become this culture, and our kids were going to do the same thing. So that is exactly why I had Caden go out there, and he was all for it, and it just created this awesome relationship. So now I'll have him explain on their end what it was like to have a white boy on the farm.
You know, one of the things I thought of when you were sending your son out there, and, you know, a part of me was like, that's really cool. The other part of me is like, I want to go do that. I might not want to go do it forever, but I want to go try it. I want to go walk through the fields. I want to go learn what it's like to cut the tobacco. I want to learn what it's like to, I mean, again, we made a joke about it, but I want to get nerdy with it, you know, and he got that experience. So I will let the brothers go. What was it like for you guys?
Well, first they told us, and we were like, what do we do now, man? And we were asking them a lot of questions, like, can he drink water, you know, from the tap? Can he, you know, if it's necessary to drink water from the well? I mean, you never know. You are in the middle of nowhere, and you gotta, you know. And she was, he's okay. Don't worry about it. And it was true. I mean, he's really hard worker, and he doesn't care about to get dirty, to get on the sun, to get, you know, raining season. Because, I mean, like, you come 6 a.m, you start working, then you all sweat, and then all of a sudden, rain comes. Then you get wet, right? And then suns come back, and then, you know, it's what it is. It's part of the journey. But he was absolutely great. He's a really hard worker. The gringuito. Gringo. We call chele in Spanish. Chele is an Nahua word that indigenous people use. Chele means direct white man. Chele, chelito. People around will call it, well, they call us chele too, and they call it chele.
And that's the name of the next cigar. Just saying.
Chele.
See, we need to have your son help blend a cigar, and that needs to be the name of the cigar.
Oh my God, that's such a great idea.
Chele. That's great.
Charles always has the best ideas, man. Like I talked him into doing this podcast, and now I feel like he's the one that's kind of like leading it because he has so many great ideas, man. His mind works amazing ways. So I guess it's a good tag team. But no, that's amazing. So I'm gonna ask one more tobacco growing related question because maybe I should know this, but like, is tobacco like a normal crop that you plant it the same year that you harvest it, or is it like a couple year process? Like, how long does it take to actually grow tobacco? Like, I feel like I should know this by now, but I don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Well, it's a process from the seedlings. You start doing the seeds first. So we do like how do you call it? Like
when you do the seedlings in
the seedlings, you do it
greenhouse.
And yeah, we do it in the greenhouse, or we do it like the cultura they do on the just we call era in Spanish. Era is basically a little mountain of dirt, like loose dirt. Then you drop the seeds with a how do you call it?
It's like a bottle cap.
Yeah, like a bottle cap. Yeah, you do it there. Then you gotta wait. You have to clean the weeds that's gonna grow with the plants at the same time. Basically, you cover with the coconut leaves to be watering until they grow. When you start seeing the thing, you take out the leaves, the coconut leaves, and then you see the process for 45 days or 60 days until they're ready for the plantation. And then you plant the seedlings, and it's gonna take 2 months, 60 days, to start the harvesting. Then it goes to the barn to be curing. So it's about 4-month process from seed to harvest.
That's what I assumed, but I did not want to think that maybe I missed something on that process. But yeah, I figured it was like within the growing season is when it happens. But I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
So how long does it usually take from seed to smoke?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Because fermentation process is a long process. I mean, if you check the seed to be ready, like 15, 10 centimeters, it's gonna take 45, 60 days. You got 2 months over there. Then you gotta wait another 2 months to start the harvesting. But the time you finish the harvesting, it's already 3 more months. So we're talking 5 months there, and then it coming to the barn for the curing. It's gonna be there for about 1 month or so. Then it's going to the fermentation area. It's gonna take 1 year or more. So,
okay.
yes. And then when you have the cigar ready, you have to be in the humidor for quite a bit time, and yes, it's gonna be around 2 years for you to smoke a cigar, and a lot of hands involved, and a lot of process in each step.
All right, so I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. So you usually when we have somebody on here that has hold on one.
I think his Alexa was picking him up on trying to ask something. That's the best shit. Come on,
That is the coolest thing ever. My Alexa decided that it was going to interrupt and say hello. So, anyways, after Alexa just got unplugged and told shut up. So, one of the things that we like to do when we have, groups of people on here is ask a this or that kind of question, and it's going to be more along the lines of, who is more this or who is more that. So it's more it's going to be, I'm going to ask a question. You let us know who is more this. Cynn, knowing the guys, I'll let you jump in and you kind of give your idea. So when it comes to whether it's the fields or the business, who is the first one that gets stressed out?
What was the first part? I'm sorry.
When it comes to either the field, the tobacco, or the business, who's the first one to get stressed out?
That's hard to answer because they're so close, but I would say physically what you see is you'll probably see him get a little more irritated, but I feel like it's actually both of them handle stress really, really well. Are you pointing to Sergio?
Y cuando quise estresa más rápido por el trabajo, y dice, bueno, no, tal vez no tengo nada.
He's agreeing with me. He says it's Sergio.
It depends. It depends on the day. Sometimes it's me, sometimes Sergio, but at the end of the day, we solve a problem because,
All right, so between the boys, which one of you has the worst temper?
Both of you?
Yeah, both. We say in Spanish, nos damos duro, which is like we're almost the same.
Okay. So in the business, who is the best one with the money?
Yeah.
Roberto.
All right.
difference. So
Pinches, I've been pinches.
the way they view money is different, but it's good. It works really well because if Roberto is reserved on doing something because he's worried about money, then Sergio will be like, well, we really need to do this, so let's just do it because we can't hold back on this. So for if he disagrees with something or he disagrees with something, they always come together and figure it out, even if their opinions are opposite. It works really, really good. And I know this firsthand because of stuff that we're doing together. So
So who's the one with the best ideas?
ooh, you guys are both good at that.
Cualquiera que tiene una mejor idea. We
I think-
work together in everything.
Okay.
For example, for the designs, Sergio, he sometimes he come up with the idea and say, you know, I have this idea. This is what I have. So he showed me whatever he has, and we start. Maybe I do some improvements, and then I pass it to him. So at the end of the day, whatever we do it together.
And they both have very artistic brains also.
Okay, so who has the best palate? Time. Go ahead, Mick. What do you got?
I feel so connected to these fucking guys because I swear to God, it's just like if they ask you and me the same questions since we started the podcast. Because honestly, it's exactly the same thing. We both have artistic minds. We both are back and forth on the money. Should we do this? Should we not do it? We want to work together for the betterment of each other. Like, I mean, honestly, I feel so connected to you guys, man. It's awesome. I'll on time myself now, but that's amazing. Amazing.
They're literally together every single day. I don't know that there's ever been a time that I haven't seen one or the other.
We fight every day, but
That's awesome. So who has the best palate?
He's asking, like who can pick up the flavors.
Sergio, for
yeah.
sure.
Sergio is pretty quick with. That's why he's typically the one blending. He can pick up on those really minute notes.
All right. So when you guys are hanging around the campfire and just chilling out, who has the best stories?
Well, they share a lot of stories, but Roberto's a very good storyteller.
Yeah.
So he draws you in pretty fucking quick, in my opinion. And he's so willing to teach and educate people, and he doesn't just start in some random spot. He knows to like start from the beginning and build that story up. So that's what was like. That's one thing that I really loved about them is.
All right. So you probably answered my next question. Who's the best salesman? If you bring them to a cigar lounge to talk about their cigars, who's going to be the best salesman?
Currently Roberto, because his English is a little bit better, but Sergio's learning really, really fast. So my goal is actually to get them to PCA. So Sergio's got a timeline. He's got to really learn his English.
I think Sergio has been holding out on us because it seems like Roberto's been all night giving him on the Spanish version, but Sergio knows what the fuck we're talking about. I feel it. He knows exactly what.
Yeah, he does understand, and he speaks some, you know, but he just don't want to. He's just afraid. He's just afraid to speak. I don't know.
It's because Roberto speaks very well than me, you know.
You sound good, man.
He explained everything good.
No, your English is good, man. Every time you've jumped in tonight, honestly, your English is good, man. And honestly, just keep it going, man. Like I can tell that you've obviously learned the language very well.
It's so funny to me because sometimes Roberto will be talking and talking and talking, and I'll see when Roberto is making Sergio talk because he's like, "You talk about it," you know, and he'll make him speak English.
All right. So who has the best jokes?
Ooh. Okay, I'm probably gonna make them embarrassed, but something that's so funny to me is like when it's just the boys and Josh, they crack the fuck up because they're just out here ripping ass, talking business, and they're just it is totally a boys session out here whenever they're here, and they are just always laughing and cracking jokes. So their sense of humor is right on par with Josh and I.
That's awesome. So who's between the boys, who's the most creative one?
I would
say it's pretty equal with you guys.
Yeah,
I can't talk about what's going
Dang.
on in the future.
They
but
they really are just like a tandem unit.
To create,
Yeah.
both of us like to create. I mean, I think this is inherited from family because my mother and my aunts, they know how to do art with the stuff. You know, they know how to draw and like that, and we do it too. Both of us, yes. And about what you were saying about stories, but Cynn said me, but I will say Sergio is actually has more life experience than me, but because he doesn't really speak more than me, maybe that's why. But yeah, for sure he got million stories. I call like Raul's Chronicles because his second name is Raul. We call it Raulito.
Just so you
Raulito's
know,
Chronicles. I mean, like
Josh is behind the screen
you
and
will
he's dying.
you will be surprised of the stories that this guy has. Oh man, it's just
Josh, peek
Hi,
your head.
Josh.
Well, I'm about to say, hey, Cynn, do this for Josh for us.
He's coming around.
Show your muscles. Show your muscles.
There you go, Josh.
Hi, Josh. Good to
Ah.
see you, brother.
We love Josh.
We do. Josh, we'll see you in December, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So my last this or that is, who is the biggest nerd? Whether it's tobacco or anything else, the one who wants to learn the most knowledge about everything. Who's the biggest nerd?
Roberto. You study more. Yeah.
Hard knocks. School
Well,
hard knocks.
You know, we started to plan, and we have a lot of years planting tobacco. You know, we have a good season and we have bad season. And the last year we lose a lot of tobacco. And Roberto is in the hospital. I stay in the farm, and I lose in 3 days, lose 3 acres, all the tobacco. 3 days for raining. When I go to cut, all the tobacco is yellow, and they have a purple.
And it was
we
laying
lose.
down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
field. Yeah, it all collapsed because there was just so much rain. The stocks couldn't handle it, and they all just fell. They lost all that money.
Yeah, it's part of the journey. I mean, like, you know, it's not only win-win all the time. Sometimes it's gonna be bad days, you know, especially in agriculture. So it was a hurricane coming in. It was like 15 days raining,
Oh, I
non-stop.
remember that. Yeah.
And you can't cut the leaves when it's raining because people they got sick because of the nicotine. And the way they do, because we do it on hands by hands. So you cut there's a cutter, and there's one guy who's bringing the leaves to a whatever. If you got the ox cart, or you got a truck or whatever, you have to bring the leaves to the barn. So this guy have to grab the whole leaves and bring it to the car. So when the cutter is cutting the leaves, he's putting here, so it gets sick. So that's why we don't do it when it's raining. But we're talking about 15 days of raining, so the tobacco went bad. It went ripe, as they call.
Yeah, overripe.
Overripe,
basically,
yes.
So how do you recover from that?
You don't.
Yeah.
Again.
Just continue, man. You know, you continue growing, and that's what it is. You got to be prepared for that because you know it's a big hit bet. What can you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's part of
Urban is
the.
reclaiming a couple of
But the thing is
couple of
that
their plants.
what you do is just learning. You know, at least we have a lot of knowledge that we have acquired during this long journey. And plus, we didn't start from ourselves. We start with people that are already in the fields for a long time. We learn from them. From Esteli in Jalapa, we started with a guy that he's 60 and he has been in the fields, in the tobacco fields since he was, I don't know, four years
4 years old.
old, and he's still, you know, in the tobacco. So we were learning with him, and then we were learning with a lot of people in the island that have been, you know, growing tobacco for a long time too. So we learned from them, and then we just started, you know, trying to change a little bit here and there stuff to be more a how can you say
Like
that, more unique and respectful with the environment. For example, we used to water the plants with a big hose and pipes, which is a lot of work. I will show you some pictures and video. I don't know if you saw one of Sergio watering the plants. So that's one of the ways we were doing it. But we were concerned about the water because you waste a lot of water. So what we do now, we change that system into lines that drop water direct to the root, which is better for the plants, and you don't waste that kind of water. So, but that's some things that you learned during the journey, right?
So when it comes to what you guys are doing, you're a 100% vertically integrated to what you guys are doing. You grow your tobacco. You own the factory that rolls it. You guys blend it. You guys do everything when it comes to your cigars. It's not outsourced to anyone. Correct?
We are there in the fields planting every plant. We do barefoot sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but the sun from 6 in the morning when you do your harvesting from 5. You gotta wake up early, like 4 in the morning. You get ready, you go. You start working at 6 to 9 at night. Because in the night, if it's raining, you gotta apply some fire because you have to keep the temperature, the humidity. You have to lower the humidity in order for the chlorophyll to disappear and the plants to start the leaves start going from green to yellow in the correct way,
The chlorophyll?
the chlorophyll, yes, and to get the color, because the color matters. And also, if it's summer, for example, if you got the barn too covered and the heat is too much, and you gotta apply some humidity, because if it's dry too fast, the leaf is gonna it's gonna stay green, and that leaf doesn't work. You cannot smoke that leaf. So you gotta be really careful of what you're doing when you're curing the tobacco, because if you apply too much fire, you're gonna set on fire the whole thing. If you're doing that at night, you gotta be there until 11 at night or whatever, because you have to be careful of what you're doing when the tobacco is ready, and you have picking up the leaves to do some bunches and then to get ready to send it to fermentation. You got to do it really in the morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning, when the leaf has enough humidity and is soft, so you can handle it. You can check it one by one to see which is which. If you have some hole in it, you take it apart. If it's complete, whatever sizes and all that we do. You name it. It's just
They do
a lot of work.
You definitely can feel the passion behind what these guys do. Guys, it's insane. So I was waiting. It looked like Mick was going to ask a question, but
I don't really have a question, man. I'm just blown away. I'm probably going to go to bed tonight thinking about more questions I should have asked during the show. Like it's crazy. Like I want to ask you guys so much more. I'm coming to fucking Nicaragua. I was
about to say this needs to be a trip that we do, because Cynn is already and Josh has already invited us down there. We need to go do that. We need to go play in the fields, and we need to put the boys in a group chat with us and Cynn as well, and just start asking questions so we can start learning. So as we get we've had you on here for a while now, so as we get towards the end, we do like to play one little game, and this is going to be for the boys. We like to play hotbox questions. It's 10 random questions that we want to ask to you guys to see what your thoughts are, and it's just about who you are, and we always want to know if you're willing to play hotbox questions.
Yeah.
Ready to have some fun? All right, so before we do that one, we do have to thank the sponsor for hotbox questions. It's going to be Beard Apothecary, and it needs to be the number one beard product that everybody uses. Here we go.
What up, Real Smoke family? John here from Beard Apothecary, coming to you from the Beard Apothecary headquarters. Want to let you know about a new product that we're just dropped on the website. It is our first ever mustache wax, dubbed the Moustache Wax. This comes to us from a big help from our friend Larry Moose. Larry was instrumental in getting this whole thing together with all the research that he did and all the talks and the Zoom calls and everything to get this product out there. Larry tested this for us. We've got it dialed in. It is a very good medium hold wax that will help you keep that handlebar going, help you train that mustache. This product is no joke. Larry was a huge help. Thank you so much, bro. Real Smoke family, make sure you like, comment, and follow the page. Get these guys blown up. Don't let the beard look weird. Stay metal, my friends.
And huge thanks to Beard Apothecary. We always got to say Tanya is our favorite Aldi because she's the one that actually makes the shit. John just makes it look good. So we need to get Josh some of this stuff out there because I think Josh would like it because he's got the big ass beard.
Yes.
All right. So again, 10 random questions. Mick starts it off. Boys, this is for you.
Sure.
All right. Question number 1. What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Bueno, la comida más rara que has comido.
Did I hear Josh just laugh?
Armadillo?
You had armadillo?
Armadillo.
I was like, I wasn't gonna get it, but they was like, "Oh, it's good. It's pretty good. You gotta have it."
It's because
that's a new one.
Hunt. Yeah, the people in the island, they go hunt at night. They go direct to the mountain in the volcano, and they look around. They go armadillos, and sometimes they do iguanas. So they do all kinds of things. They do soup of iguana. That was another one. For sure. Even I'm Nicaraguan and I'm all day one, but I'm not that kind of Nicaraguan, and because I was there living with them and working with them every day, I wasn't gonna say no. You know what I mean? It's like, but I tried. I liked it. By the way, I liked it. I'm gonna say that I liked it. I was afraid, but this one, he's used to the shit because when he was young, he was just going around hunting. Because that's one thing that you do with a slingshot. You go around in the farms, the neighbors, whatever. You go, and people know that you are hunting. So he knows more than me about that. But that was the weird one.
I love it.
Armadillo and iguana. I don't think we've ever heard either one of those, so I like it.
Yeah. Armadillo and bao.
It's what?
Bao is a Nicaraguan food. When you come, I'm gonna show you what it is. But they did armadillo, bao. It's a mix of things. It was a delicious. I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie. But he says the way you see it, right? It's like I don't know. Pero bueno, I survived.
I don't want to eat anything that the person says, "Well, I survived." All right. So, question number 2. Fill in the blank for me. When it comes to cigars, what do cigars mean to you?
Oh, well, the hands when you make the cigars, all the history. This is only for smoke with the friends, to smoke alone, to thinking. It's something different, to enjoy. It's a good question because right now when we come here to speak with Cynthia or George, we smoke, but you feel the cigar is better when you have a good friends. Yeah. Come on.
Absolutely. We've said 100 times that it's brotherhood and community for us, and you just summed that up, man. That's in your own words. That's what it is for all of us, man. It's just getting together with people we care about and enjoying those moments. So That's all.
Isn't it crazy that it doesn't matter the culture or where you go? It's all the same. Everybody agrees.
100%. That's what we do every week. That's why we keep doing this, because we love who we meet and the path it takes us on. So it's amazing. All right, so this one's going to be interesting. Question number 3: do you have a favorite musical band or artist?
Tu música favorita.
The best. I don't know. I like the rock, but you know, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, all those bands. Same me. You know. Well, I used to DJ a little bit, so I like electronic music too. But you know.
We had
a bar. It was a rock bar.
Rock and beer.
Yeah,
Tobacco. The name is Tobacco Rock and Beer.
That was the name of the bar. Way before we were thinking about making cigars, we had a bar called Tobacco and Bar. Tobacco and rum.
That's amazing. Amazing.
We have a little band, rock band inside the bar.
We're funny.
Phenomenal.
All right, so question number 4: what is your favorite guilty pleasure? Something that in the middle of the night that you're craving, whether it's cheap food, whether it's drink or whatever. What is your favorite guilty pleasure?
Sweet bread. I continue trying to fight with the sweet bread, but yeah, that's what it is for me.
Yeah, so they both love the gym, and Roberto always says the damn bread gets him, and he can't ever say no to sweet bread.
Like a sweet bread with coffee.
Man, I used to have a 8-pack. Now it's disappeared because of the bread. I'm fighting every day. I swear I'm fighting.
I don't know. Have any clue how that disappeared. It just leaves. It's not me. It just disappears.
Yeah, it's really hard. Especially when I come here and see Josh. It's like, we call it Spanish mule. It's really strong. And I'm like, freaking bread.
I look at Josh every time he posts a video, and as soon as I look at it, the first thought I have is, I need to be better.
Yeah. Pizza gets me every time. Okay, pizza and booze gets me every time. Pizza and booze gets me every time. Like, that's the two things that I'm like, I can't say no to. It's just the best shit in the world.
Cacao juice.
All right.
Cacao juice.
So cacao is like chocolate. It's
I was about to say chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Absolutely. All right, so question number 5. And Cynn, you can jump in on this as well. I actually wrote down 2 answers, and one of them's going to be yours. And I have my pen down, so you can go with this. So, what is the one word that your friends would describe you as? Would your friends describe or use to describe you? Jesus, I can't fucking read tonight. What is the one word that your friends would use to describe you? Yeah, Charles, shake your head. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't even know how people would. That's a good question. What is one word that would describe me?
Compassionate.
Humble.
Humble. Oh, I like that one.
Compassionate.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Okay, I was gonna say like feisty, maybe. Like I'm
unique.
a no bullshit person. Yeah, unique. Yeah.
Unique. Yeah. For sure.
Well, I would say that they're unique too. I mean, like Sergio is full of tattoos, and tattoos aren't really a thing in Nicaragua, so they're definitely unique too.
Okay.
I will say when it comes, I mean, I don't know the boys yet. I hope to get to know more about them in the future. When it comes to Cynn, it is 100% compassion, because when you look at her with, you see the little bitty baby girl that's running around in all of her pictures, and her and Josh is holding, or you see her with the animals or the whales, or when she's coming in and she's leading other women who are struggling with different things that she's gone through in life or things like that. It's 100% compassion. Yeah, Valerie on here with Hayes Gray says feisty and sassy, 100%.
Love
But
that.
for
I
me, the one thing that I always picked up was she is compassionate for those who need it. So
I can't
So-
change the whole world, but I can do my damnedest to change those around me.
100%. All right, brothers. What do you on this one? What is the one thing in your life that each one of you are most proud of?
Cool.
What
Well,
is
it's-
some? Oh, go ahead.
¿Cuál es la cosa que te hace sentir más orgulloso? Well, I would say that we never give up. And we're very proud about that. Like some people say, oh, you're crazy. You're dreaming. You're here. You're there. You have what have you done? You're like, don't worry about it. Yeah, I know I'm doing something. I like what I'm doing. So this is not about money at all. Because if it wasn't about money, we already quit, you know. But this is not really about money. This is about building something, you know, to create something, you know. So that's why we're still here, even when we have had a lot of problems during the journey, you know. Like I've told you, healthy problems. I was in the hospital for almost a year in the hospital, but still here. Sergio was in the field, so everything was good. We still
Amazing. Yeah, and I think I don't know. I think I relate so much because of, and it's not the same. Like me and Charles have done this for a year. You guys have done this almost your whole life, but I feel like we relate to you guys because we're on that same level of just we care about building something bigger than us. You know, I mean that's amazing. I love what you guys are doing, man. For real.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. So question number 7. If you could choose a superpower, what would it be and why?
Que si tuviera un superpoder, ¿qué sería? Sí, la voz. Nunca lo he pensado. Me either. I haven't think about that.
I would say it would be like time travel for you guys. You could be at the tobacco fields. You could be in the facilities. You could be here. You guys don't like. They are constantly going. Yes.
Like Goku. To be like 3 of myself.
I've never met harder workers in my life. They seriously, I don't know how they do it because I do half of that. I do a quarter of that and I'm exhausted. And they still go. I don't know if it's Nicaraguan blood. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we work every day from Monday to Sunday. Yeah. Like every day. We just got used to that. Sometimes we move to Esteli. Actually, they is 6 hours. We moving in motorcycle.
Yeah.
Here, Rivas to Esteli in bike. I gotta send you a motorcycle that we used to go to Esteli. Do you know cafe racers?
Yes.
Have you seen the seat?
Yes.
Yeah. Not great. Yeah.
6 hours. Oh,
6 hours.
Oh, wow.
Like this.
Then we get there. We got one day we got there. Hey, there's a friend of us. So we went to visit him and say, oh, chaval, what are you doing here? You know, we came to visit, you know, we can around. And you came in the bus or whatever, or what? You know, how do you come? And said, well, we bought a motorcycle. Oh, motorcycle. Okay, I want to see the motorcycle. So he went, and he was amazed. They're like, you came in a piece of shit? Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And the best part about it is they drove back in the middle of the night like that too. Just hugging each other on this little motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, me too. Wait, who drove the motorcycle, or did you guys switch occasionally? I'm just curious.
It was just only me because of the license. I had the
I'm
license.
not saying that I'm going to take the picture from Dumb and Dumber and replace the heads on there and use that for an ad. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I may do that.
And if you only saw what these roads are like, we actually have to go up to Esteli tomorrow. Thankfully, it'll be in a nice, comfy pickup truck. So I won't be on the back of the motorcycle. But if you only know the roads that you have to drive to get to SLE, it is crazy. The shit you have to like weave in and out of, the mountains you have to drive through, like the cattle in the road, the horses, the dogs, the ox cars, everything. It is a movie. And the fact that they were doing this on this tiny motorcycle, like the image in my head is so funny.
And when you get in close to Steli and it's kind of cold and then it's raining, and one night when we were coming back to Riva, starting raining, like 1 hour raining. Oh my God.
Hey Mick, I'm just saying, when I was going to say but when we go there, if either one of them ask if we want to go somewhere on a motorcycle, it's a no.
If it's more than 10 minutes, I'm out.
I'm not even going that far.
A little bit more.
All right. So normally, my next question would be what I usually say. And my last question would be something about the best piece of advice. I'm changing it around. After 41 episodes, this is the first time I've not given this as my last question.
I'm confused right now. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So, question number 8. What is the best piece of advice anybody has given you?
La mejor advice que tendremos.
Si tienes un sueño, persíguelo.
If you have a dream, just go for it.
No importa lo que pase.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah, you can't be much more straightforward than that, guys. Thank you. That's amazing.
They're a living testament to that.
Yeah. They have pushed it since day one, and they've been very straightforward about that all night. So I'm we're fans at this point, for real. That's amazing. All right, so question number 9. If you could have a cigar with any historical figure, dead or alive, who would it be or why?
Si puedes tener un cigarro con alguien vivo o muerto, ¿quién sería?
Si querés.
Si pudieras tener un cigarro con alguien famoso, todo quien sea, vivo o muerto, ¿con quién sería?
Si quisieras tener un cigarro.
Si fumar con alguien, ¿con quién sería?
No sé. Nunca lo he pensado.
Good question. I never thought about it.
Am I the only one on here that absolutely loves the fact that I get to sit back and watch these two talk and have a conversation in Spanish about it and then give us the English? Even though I don't understand what they're saying, I'm enjoying this because I'm looking at the facial expressions on each one of them. So, guys, go ahead. So, what would it be?
And it doesn't even have to be historical. Like it could be somebody that's close to you in life too.
I love watching the connection between the brothers, because you don't see brothers that have this bond, this connection between each other. And look at them. They're both smiling. Yeah, they both said, yeah, we fight every day. But how many of them would sit right there and do what they're doing day after day after day? I'm loving this. I'm sorry. I just had to jump in.
Well, we haven't thought about that. You know, we just don't know really. I mean, like, I don't know. We just, sometimes when we had a little time, we used to go around the island, and there's a place called San Ramon, which has a really beautiful view. And we used to sit there, you know, and grab a cigar, you know, and something to drink and start talking. That's what we do. We like, why we choose to go in a motorcycle to Steli. What the reason is because the trip is longer, so you talk more.
Yeah,
we like long trips, so we can talk more, you know, about everything. Absolutely, we love to do that when we have time.
Amazing.
So we're working at the same time, you know, enjoying the trip, you know.
See, I don't do that with my brother, but that is what we do. I do with my wife. We do a lot of traveling, and we do a lot of 3, 4, 5, 6 hour trips. And one of the things that we started when we got married was we don't turn the radio on. There's no radio as we drive. It's either silence or we're going to talk and communicate and enjoy the experience. So the fact that you're like, we're doing this because we can communicate, that's a bond. So it's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So my last question, the last question of the night, and it's the first time I've asked this one, and it's a 2-part question. First part is, guys, if you had to let everybody know, everybody who's watching this, anybody who doesn't know about you, anybody who wants to learn about you, what would you want everybody to know about you as a person or your brand?
Bueno, en primer lugar, que sembramos en la área de meterse. No gustaría nada más.
Well, one of the things that we would like people to know is that we grow tobacco in the Ometepe Island, and we do things differently, and we just small growers, they start working really hard, and we would like you to try what we're doing, and if you have any idea or any advice about our cigars, you can just tell us, send me a text or whatever. If it's something that you think that we should change, we're still on the journey. We're still learning, right? This is not the definite final blend. We can just still changing stuff, or or if it's something that we need to learn, please let us know so we can improve ourselves and improve in what we're doing.
Okay, so like I said, this was a 2-part question. I figured I was going to get that kind of answer. Hey, Cynn, what is something that everybody needs to know about these guys that's going to learn about them? Because they're not going to say it themselves. We've already talked about it. They're too humble to talk about it. What does the world need to know about these guys and their tobacco and their industry, everything that they're doing? What does the world need to know?
You actually answered it. They're some of the most humble people that I have ever met. And if you're scared to travel, you've never been to Central America, or you've never been to Nicaragua, or you smoke cigars and you really want to go somewhere and learn about them, these guys will warm you up immediately. And they're so personable, and they're so willing to share their stories, and they're a testament to hard work and never giving up. Even when there's challenges in front of them, I have never once seen them give up. Like Roberto mentioned, he was in the hospital for a year, and that whole thing blew me away because Sergio kept going. Sergio's wife kept going. She got on the farm. She was pregnant. She was working the farm with him to keep the farm going. These people do not give up. It does not matter what they face. It's like, this is just a thing, and we're just going to keep going. And that spirit, I truly believe, helped heal Roberto and got him out of the hospitals, because they don't think about it. They just keep going. And they're that testament to, you can truly do anything that you set your mind to. Just don't give up. If you have a dream, you do it. Don't just put those blinders on and keep going. And when someone says, oh, that's crazy, you can't do that, that should be the fire lit under your ass to keep going, because that's exactly what these guys do. And they're proving to everybody that it works.
Yeah, I know we didn't really talk about it, and we're not going to talk about it. We may have known about it, but Roberto, congratulations on that. And your whole family stepping up and taking care of stuff for you, man. That's 100%. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, that's not our story to tell, but I just want to say, man, that's an amazing story, and I'm really happy for you, man. And just keep pushing, brother. Like you're doing everything right, and we're excited to see it, man.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, man.
Cannot jump on that one even harder, because I mean, love the fact that it truly is a family. everybody stepped up to support the people that needed it. So love that everything is going better now. So the last thing I'm going to put in here, because we're going to let you guys go, is that I've been on Cynn for a long time about getting merch out, whether it's hats, whether it's I own the hat that she puts out, whether it's the shirt that she's wearing. You guys have a fantastic shirt that you're wearing right now. You guys need to get the merch out there because we all need to buy it. So
Thank you, man.
that's the one thing I want to say. But the last part is everybody out here that's going to listen now and is going to listen in the future, let them know how they can find you on any social media, where they can find you. Yeah, Hayes Gray says, where can we find Northern Cigars? So if there is any shops right now that is selling your cigars in the States, let everybody know where they can find anything they can about you. And Cynn, if there's anything that you can add into that, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to follow them on social media, Northern__ cigars, because there's a lot of updates that happen there. And because we just now got them in the States, we're working on trying to find an online retailer. They are in 2 lounges, Iowa Cigar Company and Black Crown Social. The problem is that they sell out so fast every time they get their shipments. So it's a matter of catching those 2 lounges in time before they sell out. But if you give them a call, they will ship out. And I know Iowa Cigar Company is about to have their shipment for like the 2nd or 3rd time. But you'll want to jump on that immediately because they sell out. What was it, like a week last time they got that cigar? Yeah, it was crazy. So, like I said, we're working on getting a lounge that sells online so it's available to everybody. But the biggest thing is just to follow on social media because you'll see all those updates on what's going on. Or if you have questions, you can reach out to any of us and we can tell you exactly where to go. Or if there's a new lounge that carries them, or if there's an online option, or some way we can connect you guys with somebody that has those cigars, and to follow the journey because, like I said, it's not over. We can't talk about what's going on yet, but I promise you it's not over and it's only getting bigger.
So just because you're on here, you're a special guest, so cannot leave you out. So anybody who does not know, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know. So anybody who does not know where to find Dissident cigars, please let them know where to find Dissident.
Yeah, but it's Dissident. Is it Dissident Cigars _official? I believe it's Dissident.
I think so.
Official, and then also Cynn Coburn, CYNNCOBURN. Both those are. That's pretty much everything for Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome. So, want to thank all of you for jumping on here tonight. I absolutely love getting to meet you guys. Cynn has talked so highly of you guys. And everything that she said is an undernote to what you guys really are. You really are a humble group of brothers who just want to put out the best stuff that you can. And I absolutely appreciate that. I love the history that you guys have. And I will let Mick go ahead and finish it out because I'm not going to steal his line. But if you ever need anything from us, just reach out.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to add to that. Like Cynn, you know how we feel about you. Appreciate you, and anything you need in the future, we got you. And
thank you,
man, Roberto, Sergio. Like honestly, it's weird. Like I feel like we've known each other forever, and we just met you guys. And it's one of those deals where I feel such a connection because I feel like we're kind of on the same level where we're pushing what we're trying to do, and like we want to help you guys wherever we can. So whatever you guys need in the future, and Cynn, you already know this. Like honestly, tag us in anything, we'll repost it for you. Anything you guys need in the future or you want to put out there, you guys always have a home here on the Real Smoke Podcast. Like let us know, and we'll make a little airtime for you, and We'll definitely get you guys out there. Like anything you guys need, let us know. And I need one of the fucking box press. I definitely
for sure. Claro que sí. Thank you very much for having us with you guys, and that's a great interview.
Nice.
Sí.
That is the second cigar of the night is the Revolt. But thanks, guys, for jumping on here. We'll try to go ahead and let you go. We kept you on here way too long. So thank you so much. If you need anything from us, let us know. But enjoy your night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Gracias.
Bye.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
And just like that, number 41 is in the books, and that was from two of probably the coolest guys I've met in a long time. Love meeting those guys. That was awesome.
Man, I seriously mean what I said. Like that was such a connection with those guys. Like they just want to do everything for the right reason, and they started from the ground up, and it makes me happy, man. They're putting out some great stuff. I need to get that box press. I wasn't kidding about that. It's their stuff is really good, man.
I will say that when we first started talking about this one, we had no clue where this was going to go, because it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I don't know how we're going to do a podcast on, guys who tried to grow their own stuff. And as we kind of got into it, it became something that we were like, oh my goodness, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then meeting them tonight. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They're great guys.
Yeah. Really good stuff, man.
So I'm super happy that we did this one. It's going to be something that I want. I will say that I'm honored because they've never done a podcast before. This is the first time they've sat down in front of, people that were going to grill them about what's going on. So I'm honored that, Cynn would try to connect us with them, and I'm honored that they would want to do it. Now I want, after learning about them and, talking with them, I want to push their stuff so hard. I want everybody to know about who they are.
Yeah, I really believe they're going to turn into something that is going to be bigger than we can imagine. Like, and we may have been the first one to talk to them about it. It's awesome, man. I'm excited.
All right, so let's get into a couple of cigar reviews. Or we actually smoked one of the cigars that they had, and so before we get into that one, let's go ahead and talk to Cigar Army. They are the sponsor of tonight's cigar review.
Tonight's cigar review is proudly sponsored by Cigar Army. The Cigar Army is a community brought together by their shared love of cigars, but bonded by something much deeper: their mission to give back to those in need. Through Operation Give Back, they honor the courage and dedication of our military and first responders, both active and retired. Their bravery and selflessness make the freedoms we enjoy possible, including this very moment to sit here, share a cigar, and connect with our Real Smoke audience. Every puff carries a story. Every draw is a tribute to their sacrifices. This isn't just about cigars, it's about gratitude, about compassion, and about giving back to the heroes who shaped our lives. Join them in the mission to make a difference, one cigar at a time. Check them out on Instagram at Cigar Army 3 or search Cigar Army on Facebook. Together, we can turn our passion into purpose.
Huge thanks to the Cigar Army for everything that you guys do for us, because we actually love what you guys do for the industry. So 100% thanks to all that. So as always, you go first, sir.
All right. Tonight, we smoke the Northern Cigar El Brujo. Aroma from the body. I got hay, barnyard, light cocoa, a little bit of manure. I got aroma from the foot, barnyard, and light cocoa. Aroma from the cold draw. I got molasses. I got that sweetness. It was syrupy. Molasses is the best thing I come up with. And light hay. First third notes. I got cocoa, oatmeal, espresso, hay, nutty, and a little bit of earth. Retro, I got the dark fruit and plum with a little bit of light black pepper. Second, third notes, I got light chocolate. I still got the oatmeal, cashew, Coffee with cream, damp, retro. I got dark fruit, light pepper. Final third notes, I got that chocolate covered cherry. I got raw oats. It was more of like a before the oats got cooked, like kind of taste. Cashew, coffee with cream. Again, that light earth. I got dark fruit and light black pepper. So I'm gonna preface this. So this cigar was toothy, razor sharp burn line. I had 0 touch ups. It impressed me on that side for sure. The first third, like I said while we were talking about it earlier, first third, I was like, I don't know what to think about this because it threw me off because the flavors were not quite what you'd expect. From what I smelled, from what I expected, from the darkness of the wrapper, I did not expect it. As it went, the second third, final third, just hit like a freaking freight train. It was awesome. So the pre-light experience, I gave it an 18 out of 20. Flavor enjoyment, 14 out of 15. Construction characteristics, 28 out of 30. Smoke production and final thoughts, I gave it 33 out of 35. I gave it a 93. I did not expect that at all. I was expecting this to be a mid to high 80s on my first third because it threw me off so much. But it was a roller coaster ride that I truly enjoyed. And I may have changed scores more on this fucking cigar than I ever have in any cigar I've smoked because it just kind of threw me off the whole experience. And 93, man, it's probably my third highest cigar of the calendar year. So there it is.
That's pretty cool. So, I mean, I will say the same thing. My biggest thing was as soon as I took it out of the cellophane, you could smell the cigar the moment you took it out. And it was like, it was a weird smell. And I even sent you a message saying, smell the cigar. And everything that you said that you smelled about it was exactly what I got. But it was a overwhelming, like, pungent smell. And then the first third was, I did not know what to think. I didn't know if I liked it. I didn't know if I wanted to smoke it. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to finish because I wasn't sure what I was smoking. But as I kept smoking it, it completely changed and it became something that I was like, I want more of it. So, aroma off the body, funky, manure, musty earth. Aroma off the foot, sweet tobacco, dried fruit. Taste off the cold draw, molasses, sweet tobacco. So, first third notes on the light, earth, mineral, black pepper, slight sweet tobacco. Into the first, on the palate, I get a mineral, earthy chocolate, a black pepper. Retro brings out more of the black pepper and chocolate, followed by a charred oak and a slightly sweet but tart, creamy note. The draw is slightly snug. Smoke is thick and full and creamy and chewy. Burn is fantastic. Ash stack dimes. Finish is long and leaves you with a slight sweet note. Strength is about a medium. Into the second, third note, the notes on the palate are earth, mineral, slight sweetness, and bready. The retro brings out coffee, chocolate, and a sweet cream and baking spice. Draw has opened up. The burn and ash are still fantastic. Smoke is still thick and creamy. Long finish, medium strength. In the final third, I get a mineral note followed by a salty note. Black coffee, a slight dark chocolate. Retro brings out a lot of the same. Coffee, earth, mineral, slight dark chocolate, burn, ash, draw, all the same, full-bodied, but medium plus in strength. So, pre-light experience, I give it an 18 out of 20. Flavor enjoyments, I give it a 12 out of 15. Construction, 10 out of 10. Draw, 9 out of 10. Burn, 10 out of 10. Smoke production and final thoughts. Smoke production, I give it a 5 out of 5. Overall experience, an 18 out of 20. Would I smoke it again? I'd buy a box. So I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Mine is a 91. So you give it a 93. I give it a 91. That leaves us at a 92. So a brand that not many people know about just earned a 92 from the Real Smoke podcast. Congratulations, guys.
Outstanding score. That's congratulations. It was a great smoke. Start to finish, man. I would put that up against some of the best I've had this year. So congrats.
Really quick out here. Josephus put something on here, and it just made me want to read it. If anyone has a moment to put some positive energy, please do it. Some folks out here, myself included, are having a rough go at it. I'll do my best to muster up some positivity to help send back. So go ahead and do that. Notice that since Memphis Herf is coming up soon, I'm not picking on Mick. Yeah, because Mick will be there.
Your room's still available.
All right, so really quickly, we do have 2 more segments to go, and we're going to try to get through those really, really freaking quickly. We have prizes to give away, 2 gift certificates of $25 to Cigar Vault Oakdale, as well as Meanwhile in Memphis. So if you haven't typed in right now, hashtag Real Smoke, go ahead and do that. Mick, go ahead and give us some thoughts about tonight's episode while I get everything set up.
I don't even know how to explain how much I enjoyed tonight. We cigar nerded out completely on the tobacco growing process. It's probably the first guest that we had on that we went from the ground up on growing seedlings of tobacco and how much they care about that to putting their own brand out. And it's everything in between that just made this episode special. Those guys obviously care about each other, and the amount of compassion, as you said earlier, Charles, that Cynn puts into every person that she decides to invest in, like she is just such a great human. She cares about people that care about what they do, and it was awesome.
Oh, 100%. If she's giving the time and effort to show, like I said, when somebody asked what word I would describe her as compassionate. Because
Absolutely.
when she gives compassion, when she gives her all to somebody, she does. I mean, and she has with them, because she does not have to go out there and make sure that they get their name noticed.
Oh.
I mean, literally all she has to do is try to go out there and make sure that her name's noticed.
Yeah.
But tonight she wasn't about, hey, rep me, talk about Dissident, talk about everybody else. She was wanting to come on here so she could show some love to them. So,
yeah,
I mean,
amazing,
100%.
Yeah.
So once again tonight we do have 2 gift cards from Cigar Vault Oakdale to give away, 2 $25 gift cards. Mick, do you want to go ahead and give the rules to that one?
So according to my watch, tonight is August 14th. So that means it's the second episode, I believe, of August. So if you won last week, you cannot win this week from Cigar Vault Oakdale. If you won this month from any vendor that we gave away from, I think it's only Cigar Vault Oakdale.
Yep. Mash Bill and Christie.
Yep. You cannot win again tonight. But hopefully we get some new names out there.
Really quickly, we do have, I'm wearing the hat. I don't know if I talked about it, the first of it, but I did because I showed the side of it. But we are going to be putting the hat for Katie Cigars out there. Got to say huge thanks to Katie Cigars for everything that they have. Before we do this one, do have a really big one. Christy says, I have to give a quick thank you. I won last week and ordered from the Cigar Vault, and I added the gift cards order because of their great selection. I received the cigars in less than 3 days in a personalized message. Fantastic is an understatement. It was my first time logging in and watched, even though I sit by Cigars with Angel weekly. Thank you for putting up with him. Love that. Thank you for the great experience. I'm a fan.
Don't
Golichi.
make me say it.
Yeah, say that one. Mick, go ahead and say that one.
Galache.
Yeah. Is German and pronounced Gaeli?
Nope, I fucked that up.
Yep. So did I. Like gale, force winds with E at the end. Okay. So, Christy, so glad that you got everything. When we decided to get up with all them, we wanted to make sure that the experience was fantastic. So, so glad that you enjoyed that. And make sure you guys go check out the 5-pack that we got with Cigar Vault. And hopefully Mick will have by the end of the show the name, the promo code to use one more time, so we can put that out there with everybody. So, I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel for the first cigar pack. Let's see who's going to be the first one. Let's draw the name. Here we go. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, only we will know. So the first one is going to be, oh my goodness, Miss Valerie. Holy crap. Val, if you're on here, please, girl, tell us you're on here. We want you to win this. Come on. You got about 30 seconds. We'll put it up to about 40 seconds. Yeah. Come on.
I'll put it up to
Val, post it in there. Let us know that you're on here.
So that code, again, if you're looking to buy a great sampler, Val's not here. Hang on. So if you're looking for a great sampler, go to Cigar Vault. They have many great samplers. I think you should check out the Real Smoke Podcast August 5-pack. Would be great. But you get 18% off if you use the code MAILER 2025. Val, use that code to buy your 5-pack. All right.
So congratulations, Val. You just won this one. So it's a $25 gift card to Beer Depot. Or no. Oh my God, really? I did so good tonight not doing this. I have actually looked at the screen every time just to make sure I did not say it. $25 gift card to Cigar Vault Oakdale. Holy crap. Val, congratulations. Every time Smoking Psalms says that one. Yeah, shut up. That's all I'm going to say is shut up. Val, do us a favor. I know Mick is going to see you, but send Mick your mailing name, address, phone number, and email address. That way we can get the gift card registered under your name and sent to you. So go ahead and do that for us, please. We would appreciate it. So Val's already been marked down on here. So let's go ahead and give away the second one. And that is going now. By the way, if you've already won, once again, you cannot win. If you don't see your name, guess what? You're still on here. Trust me. They already said that you are. Brent Hagen. I don't know if we've ever had that name before. But awesome. Brent, if you're on here still, you have about 30 seconds or so to let us know that you're on here, and you will win. If not, we will spin again and let somebody else win what you should have won.
Please be on here. That's 2 new names tonight. It seems like it's like we have 100 new followers or 100 new viewers every week, and the same people fucking win. I love all you guys. I mean, I do, but the same people win every week. Brett, come on.
He says he is here, so
yeah.
Congratulations, bud. So where are you? I'll say where you calling from, but this isn't a radio show. Where are you watching from?
Phenomenal. Yeah, man. Send me all your info. I'll get it sent to the Cigar Vault in the morning. And yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. We got some new names tonight.
Brant says he's here. Congratulations to all the winners. Memphis Beer Drinkers. You know that guy, right?
I do. That's Frank. Frank and Soul and Spirits collab for my favorite beer of the year of 2025. I think it's 2025. Yeah. The black, the, what was it? The, now I'm going to screw it up. It was a stout, a German chocolate cake stout.
I'm just saying that any of the beer people that owns a brewery that makes beer, we need a short run, a small batch, just a beer, because we have a great logo on the back of my shirt right now. That would be a great can.
It would be.
So if you guys are willing to do a short run of beer for us, that'd be great. So congrats, Brent and Val, nice on this one. Brent says Wisconsin, Milwaukee area. Congratulations. Great.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Colby says congrats to the both of you. And Memphis says we are here. We are having another event this Saturday at Soul and Spirits at 2 p.m. and the beer was Black Velvet.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's yeah, it was incredible. That was my favorite beer of the year, and Frank, I will see you Saturday.
That's awesome. So once again, I mean, if you're wanting to do a limited run can that has a really good logo on it, Mick's got a picture of one, so that's pretty awesome. So congratulations to the people that won. So last week was Mashbill and Christy. This week was Val and Brent. So that's awesome. There's a brewery in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. It was a prison that they converted. I'll check them out and see. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and get this off the screen. Remove, put us back on there. Good job. Yay me. All right. So yeah, yay me. So the last one that we have to do tonight is some Meanwhile in Memphis. Do you have some good stories for us for Meanwhile in Memphis?
Man, it might be a top 5 a week. I'm ready to go.
Uh-oh. Well, I will say that Memphis made 3 news stories on this side of the state this week as well. So I'm interested to see if it's the same one. But before we go into Meanwhile in Memphis, let's hear some music.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and pools running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
Let's do it. So Meanwhile in Memphis.
Love it. All right. So I always go by order of, this is kind of good. This is really good. This is outstanding. So this one's okay. But man shoots gas station employee while taking out trash. Police said.
I saw that one.
Yeah. A man opened fire at a Memphis gas station, hitting an employee who was taking out the trash, according to Memphis police. MPD said the shooting happened around 10:40 p.m. on June 24th at the Valero gas station on Millington Road. According to police, 2 men were arguing at the gas station when a third man saw the argument and began shooting at the men. So there was 2 dudes arguing, and the third dude just like, fuck this, and just started shooting at him. I don't get it. Video released by MPD says the man opening the store door and shooting around it. So he apparently opened the door, was shooting around it. I don't know. Police said one of the bullets struck a store employee who was taking out the trash at the time. The gunman, here's the best part. The gunman goes by the nickname Q, according to police. MPD says if you know Q, call Crime Stoppers. Yep, definitely know Q.
What's up, Q? Guess what? Gonna call about you. Because you did some stupid shit.
I just don't even understand. 2 dudes are arguing, so a third dude opens fire, and a dude taking out the trash got hit. Memphis, man.
So from here on out, when your boss says, hey, I need you to take out the trash, go, hey, nope, can't do that. I don't want to get shot. By the way, where's the HERF at?
It's near, it's downtown Memphis.
I'm just saying.
It's okay. We just got to be home before dark.
Don't take out the trash.
It's all good. All right, so this one gets even better. So there's a great line in here that just makes me happy. There's a Camaro set fire with a woman inside. Husband charged. So if you got to follow along with this, I hope I can tell this well. I've had a little bit of bourbon. So a female suspect accused of telling a man to set a Camaro on fire with a woman inside has been arrested, according to Memphis police. This woman is charged with second-degree murder. Shit, paper's blown away. Sorry, hang on.
By the way, this is also meanwhile in Memphis.
Sorry, I had papers blown away. Attempted second-degree murder. She's scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday morning. So, here's what happened. Oh, shit. I'm struggling, man. All right. So, this man was booked in Shelby County Jail on Monday, more than a week after the alleged attack on the 800 block of 2nd Street. The victim, here's the best part. The victim said she was inside a silver Chevy Camaro parked on North 2nd Street when she noticed a silver SUV and a black BMW pull up in front of her vehicle. The woman said she was able to hear a loud conversation coming from the Bluetooth stereo of the BMW. She immediately recognized that it was her husband's voice. The voice said, "Get out the car and light that bitch up."
Oh.
Then saw someone exit the SUV, pour gas on the right side of the Camaro, light it on fire. The woman crawled out the passenger side window. She got away. She reported to the police when they showed up that it was her husband's voice that said, "Light that bitch up." The fire department showed up. They put the Camaro out. Everything was fine. The husband was arrested. They're still looking for the female that was driving the getaway car. But just the fact that they had their Bluetooth stereo turned up too loud, and she noticed it was her husband's voice saying, "Light that bitch up." It's funny. It's terrible, but it's funny.
See, that's what I tell my wife all the time, because she'll be in her vehicle and she'll have her Bluetooth on in there, and it's like, you do know that everybody outside your vehicle can hear everything that you're saying.
Yeah. So if you're ever going to light someone up, don't do it over Bluetooth. Actually pick up the damn phone. Yeah. All right. So here's the best one of the week, and this one probably made it out your way. Man allegedly shoots wife and then stops for beer while driving her to the hospital.
It did.
Memphis, Tennessee.
National news.
A Tennessee man is accused of shooting his wife, but stopping for beer on the way to take her to the hospital for treatment. What we know, according to Facebook post by Shelby County District Attorney, this man pulled the trigger on his wife last month and then stopped for beer. The victim told authorities that she was blocked from leaving her home when the husband said, "I told you to stop playing with me." Prosecutors told him that he took his wife to the hospital for treatment, but he stopped for beer along the way. He did not know how long she was going to be in the hospital. He is charged with second-degree attempted murder, domestic assault, and felon of possession of firearm. He's currently held on a $350,000 bond, which is higher than usual. What we don't know, authorities have not elaborated on the condition of the victim. So the guy was like, "You know what? I need to stop for beer because this could be a long-term situation." So
yeah, I need to get one more beer in me.
Yeah.
So I will say this: we're doing it at the end of the segment when we need to do it in the first of the segment, but we need to say this. Are you ready?
Every Haze Gray cigar is handcrafted with care, using only the finest tobaccos sourced from around the world, with rich flavors and smooth draws that satisfy even the most discerning cigar aficionados. From careful selection of tobacco leaves to the final roll, we oversee every step to guarantee the best blends possible. Every Haze Gray cigar is rolled with pride and purpose. Each cigar represents a different chapter in our Haze Gray story. From smooth Connecticut finesse to dark richness of double Maduro, there's a cigar that fits your mind.
Awesome. So, Meanwhile in Memphis was brought to you by Haze Gray Cigars. And if you don't know who the voice is on that one, you know it by the messages on here. That is the one and only Val. So, huge thanks to Pedro and everybody over at that. Val. Yeah, Rue and Val. Because the voice that you hear on all of those is Val, So Rue and Pedro. Well, I'll just let Mick say it. Why is it important that we're talking about Rue and Pedro and Val? Because in a couple of weeks,
Yeah, I'll be seeing you guys, and as Rob said earlier, it's not in 2 weeks; it's in 3 weeks. So f you, Rob. Yeah, he keeps correcting me on everything. That's his new thing. He corrects me. He's like my fact checker every fucking week. But I will see those guys in Memphis for the Western Tennessee Herf. It is sponsored by, and also you can buy their cigars there. And we're just going to be rolling some cigars, and I get to hang out with my brother Pedro and Val. My wife's happy about that. You guys are just amazing, and I can't wait to see you guys again and share your cigars with the city of Memphis.
So I love the fact that Rue, Pedro, and Val are a part of the Real Smoke podcast, but I'm still in awe that they are the official sponsors of.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and pools running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
They are the sponsors of the Meanwhile in Memphis. So huge thanks to you guys. So let's close everything out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, man. I guess they're talking between themselves. I don't need to read that one. So that's some rubbish. Look, the Patriot from Hayes Gray is amazing. We loved it. Val says, I don't know what the hell Val says. It's a bunch of weird shit. So thanks, Val. We love that. We agree. Whatever you said, it's 100% right. I will see you guys on the 30th at MFS. So huge thanks. Thank you guys. So next week, on the 21st, we will have Sean Wilkins with Rebellion Cigars on the podcast. So, and I'm sure in a couple of weeks when Mick is over doing the TriStar Herf Crew West Tennessee Herf, that he will take some videos, stuff like that. If you guys are watching us and you're out that way, go check out him. He's going to have some stickers and a few little items like that that he's going to give away. So Val says so much love. Again, go to Cigar Vault Oakdale. Go check out the 5-packs that they give. Go check out ours. We have a few left. We want to get rid of them over the next few days. That's our goal. We did double the double the quantity on that, and we were hoping to get rid of it in the first week. We would like to get rid of it now. So go use the code, which is
Jesus, Mailer 2025. You just fucking up again.
Mailer 25.
Yeah. I think
Also, go check out our link tree. If you guys know, one of my favorite drinks that I carry with me all the time is Liquid Death. If you look out the logo there, go check out the logo that I'm supporting right here. So Mick has done a good job with putting that logo on a t-shirt. So you have that one on the front, and it has the can that we did for us on the back. So go check that out. Go buy that shirt, and he's going to have a couple of more up here soon. So go check those out. Go. Josephus says Mailer 2025. He says so. Go check that out. Go buy those things and go do that shit. So, huge thanks to the brothers at Northern Cigars. We appreciate it. Show your butt. Show
no.
your butt.
Oh, okay.
There's the butt. All right. So, anyways, that kind of weirds me out. But, anyways, huge thanks to our brothers over at Northern Cigars. Thanks to Cynn Coburn for jumping on there and introducing us to the brothers over there. Congratulations to Val and Brent for your win tonight. Oh my God, really?
I'm worried about this.
Yeah, you don't. Eggplant emoji. I'm good. All right. I'm done with this. So, Mick, close close us out.
Cynn, Sergio, Roberto, thank you. As people who truly enjoy where cigars come from and the tobacco and the processes involved, like we totally nerded out tonight, and yeah, that's going to be on a t-shirt soon. But thank you guys so much for making this an amazing show. We didn't know what to expect, and it all came together tonight, and it was a great episode. It was one of my favorites to be a part of. I mean, it's one of those that you sit back and you're like, man, we kind of hosted it, but you guys just totally stole the show with this. It was amazing. Congrats to our guest, and yeah, just an amazing week. And I do want to give one special shout out to Norm Miguel. You guys not only are our title sponsor, but you guys work with us to try to help us help you help us, if that makes sense. And you guys every week you guys are giving us some kind of insight on how to be better at what we do to help you to help us, and we're just trying to help brands that we love and we care about, and we're just trying to do the best we can here. So we appreciate you doing that. Take time this week, smoke a cigar with someone you love, and we'll see you next week. I love you.
Awesome. Go check out Cigar Vault Oakdale. Anytime that you buy from those guys, you're buying from a mom and pop shop that is, and we've already figured out who the mom and who the pop is, but you're buying from a mom and pop shop who is taking the time to support their community. You're not buying from a huge big box retail store. So go check out our 5-pack and all the other 5-packs. Use the code that we just gave you earlier and go take care of some business and get some good cigars. So other than that, everybody have a great evening. We will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody have a great night. Peace.
Peace.
The smoke is thick, the air is tight, cigars are lit, oh what a sight. Pour the whiskey, tequila too, this one for Mick and Charles and you. Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us all grin. You light us up, you keep us strong. Cheers to you, we raise the song. Conversations deep, the stories fly. Ashes fall, with spirits high. The gas is rolling, the penters flow. You've kept us burning, don't let it go. Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us all grin. You light us up, you keep us strong. Cheers to you, we raise the song. From the puff of a flame to the end of the night, you're part of the glow, you're part of the light. Mick and Charles with a laugh and a grin. This flame burns bright cause you tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us all grin.